Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. I'm the Dude 79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. Mr. Fanboy Tone, fuck this time change, bro.
Hey, you getting fucked up by it, eh?
Man, I tell you what, dude, the last 2 days, I have been up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I'm like up. I'm like awake, and I'm like, God damn it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to be up yet.
No, that's worse. That's worse. And normally, honestly, they fuck me up really bad, too. This week, I've been all right, and maybe it's because it's the fallback. Maybe it's the spring that's worse, but usually both fuck with me pretty heavily this week.
Oh, my God.
And I've been all right, so hopefully
I've been
it gets better
just,
for you.
like, seriously annoyed and just exhausted and tired, and it's so fucking annoying. So, yeah, just been dealing with that shit. Cold weather, rainy weather. It's been a fucking monsoon here today.
No shit.
Just nonstop rain.
Couldn't believe leaving the. I mean, of course, I don't rarely leave the house these days, but when
You're
I walked
a fucking loser. You never leave.
Right. When I walked out tonight to make it here, I was like, it's still fucking raining. Like, this is nuts. Like, why is it? Yeah, there was lightning actually as I was coming over this way as well too.
Yeah, they said there were some like thunderstorms coming through the area through about 9 o'clock. So
36 degrees.
Yeah, and 36 degrees. So you have lightning storm, thunderstorms, and it could snow at any moment.
Yeah, really good.
Fucking A, man. But then did you see all next week? 50s, 60s?
Well, bust out the shorts.
Yeah, man. I will be wearing shorts. 60 degrees in November?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be wearing shorts.
Take advantage of it.
Yep, I will definitely be doing that. But yeah, man, we're just here. We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
Tone, you've got some new stuff going on.
I do.
You had a big day. You had a really big day.
Right. The Adventures of Basements.
Yeah.
The sequel.
Yeah.
I have finally made contact and shaken hands with a contractor.
Yeah,
and he's going to start work next week. He is ready to go, and it's way more affordable than the first guy that come out that thought I wanted to build the Taj Mahal, apparently. But he's a handyman. He does commercial construction as his main job. This is, of course, we're getting to that time of year where these folks looking for more work, especially in the cold time frame.
Right.
So hey, even if it takes a little bit longer, a couple months or so, the process is going.
It's moving.
It's moving.
Slowly making its way.
Right.
Tone, tell us what you pre-ordered today. I'm going to go check some real quick. Go ahead.
I pre-ordered, and I told dude this. I don't really typically, as far as my collection stuff, I don't typically pre-order things outside of Star Wars things. I typically stick with that, and that's that. Like, rarely do I go off script. There's sometimes small things I'll get, but I have recently been leaning more into larger scale figures for my collection. So today, it's only 10 days they were doing it. I pre-ordered from Mondo, who does these limited figure releases, and I've seen some of these before, which are pretty gnarly. Can
you take a screenshot of that and send it to my phone?
A sixth.
Send it to the Discord.
1/6 scale version of McCready from The Thing, and I'm really excited about it. So,
R.W. McCready.
That's right. I'll send the one that's got like all the.
Yeah. Send all that one.
All the goodies.
You guys gotta see this. The thing is fucking. It's pretty dope,
all these
man.
Pretty gnarly pieces. So I'm really excited about that. I've been wanting to pull the trigger on something like this for a minute, and finally decided to on this. Bear with me. I do put my phone in airplane mode while we're live. So.
Yeah, that's right. You do. It's a good move.
Yeah. Well,
it's smart.
Yeah. Well, I'm popular, and I don't want my phone going off constantly when everybody's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like,
"Thanks,
doing
Crick.
right.
Appreciate that sub, brother."
But yeah, so I'm really excited about this. This is really cool. This looks good for the collection. There's a couple other things, big things that I want to get down the road as well too. This is sidelining some of those for now because I really had to have it because it's one of my all-time favorite films. Someday this app will work. Because everybody knows if you talk to me on Discord, half the time the app doesn't work.
It really does, man. The Discord's been kind of a fucking weird shit.
It's had a really weird week, I feel like. Yeah, for sure. Oh.
Every time I log in, it says connecting. And then all of a sudden it'll be like 25 messages pop up. And it's like, God damn, dude.
Like, really? That's what we're doing? Come on. What is now it doesn't want to download. Super prepared here.
Can you send it to my phone and what's that thing called that we use? Signal?
I don't know. Can I?
I don't know. Take a screenshot of it and send it to me.
I'm trying. Just download
Sorry,
it.
guys. This is the last second thing, but you guys got to see this shit. It's it's dope, man. It's really good.
Truly is.
But it's Tone's first day with his phone.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome to technology. Gramps over here.
He has no idea what he's doing.
What's going on here? You know what?
Let's see. While he's doing that, had an awesome week at work. Tricky and I showed up, and somebody shot at our building, so that was cool.
Yeah. What the fuck was that? Did they ever find out anything on that? I saw the bullet hole.
Yeah, man. No, it was on a floor. It was underneath Trick's. No, it was on Trick's floor. It was on Trick's floor. And it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. There was a bullet through the window, and the bullet was laying right next to it. It hit like one of the metal drawers or containers or whatever,
Like a filing cabinet.
filing cabinet. And there was just a bullet sitting on the floor. I was like, man, Saginaw is did you send a signal?
Discord.
Saginaw is always gonna keep it real with the bullshit. Let's see here. All right, so I got this image here. Let me figure out how to do this.
Yeah, well, when my old house, I had to have the roof patched up and repaired because of bullet holes. People shoot them in the air. There was like a dotted line, basically a part of it, and I was getting these weird like water leaks in the ceiling, like circles. And I had my roofing guy, go check it out, and he's like, "Yeah, it's bullet holes."
Bullet holes.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Bullet holes. RV. ORV. Bullet holes. Look at that thing, you guys. Look at that. I'm gonna see if I can do this full screen, and then I'll do the slow pan up so you can see. Look at first of all, notice the details on the dog and the fucking head. That is dope. He's got the outfit, he has the flamethrower. He's got the flamethrower. Now, Tone, the one thing some of the fans have been bitching about is where's the sombrero?
Yeah, where's the sombrero and the sunglasses? I'm like,
the goggles and the sombrero, man.
Yeah.
But that's not his look through the whole movie. It's literally at the beginning when he goes to see the ship.
Yeah, it's just a whole. I'm surprised that people are really focused on it because people are like, well, I hope you re-release it with those. Like, don't do that, right? Because then I'll be like, I'll have FOMO. But no, I'm fine with that. Like,
this thing is fucking hype, dude.
So Mondo does these, like I said, they're limited edition. This is a 10-day run. So by midnight tomorrow night, the
test
10th,
dish.
if you don't have this pre-ordered, you'll never see it again. That's it. That's a one-time deal. So I was hemming and hawing for a week and finally decided to pull the trigger on it. So
I would say Prime makes a good point there. That's the one thing. Instead of the sombrero and the glasses, the dish where they test blood.
Yeah,
that would be a sweet thing to have because that was a iconic part of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
But everything else looks really good, man. I mean, that is R.W. McCready right there.
Yeah, it looks like Kurt Russell completely.
Literally in the flesh.
And like I said, I get down on Hot Toys now a lot as well. I shouldn't say a lot, but that's where I was leaning towards is more of these like bigger, more sophisticated Barbie dolls instead of like the the 6-inch or the 3.75s. Just for displaying the collection. Because I'm gonna go through a lot of my stuff and probably sell some things as well too. To put towards this. But either way.
How tall is this thing? 12 inches?
12 inches.
Man, 12 inches of Kurt Russell, the love muscle.
I mean, you're telling me. Somebody said, hey, if you're doing this, do a Snake Plissken next. That'd be pretty sweet.
I would buy a Snake Plissken one.
Yeah.
That where's Keith David fig?
That's the same thing I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, just have them both sit there in front of a fire drinking out of their fifth.
Yeah.
12 inches of Russell. Hell yeah, dude. No, that's fucking sweet, man. That is really, really, really looks good. But now here's the thing, though. You got to do a trifecta. You got to have the Holy Trinity. You go R.W. McCready, Snake Plissken, and Captain Ron?
Oh, man.
No, you go Jack Burton.
You got to go. Jazz and
it's Jack Burton, Big Trouble, Little China. If you make those three, I'll buy all three of them.
I'll tell you what, if that was a Jack Burton, I don't know if I would have thought about that for a week. I probably would have just pulled the trigger.
Yeah, give me a Jack Burton, Snake Plissken, and R.W. McCready, and that would be fucking hot, dude. Yeah. That'd be fucking hot, and especially if it's the Jack Burton where he's got the lipstick on his mouth.
Yeah, or one of the heads should be one of the options.
Yes. Yeah. I would be all over that.
Yeah.
But that would be sweet, man. No, but that one looks really, really good. That's going to look good in the basement with the other items that you have down there.
That'll look good with, I've got a Hot Toys Ahsoka. I got a Hot Toys Boba Fett from Return of the Jedi, and I have a Hot Toys figure, so all like the 6-inch scale or the 1/6 scale of Spider-Man from the first game, but with my favorite suit, the Scarlet Spider with the blue hoodie. So
yeah.
that version of him with all kinds of fucking trimmings, dude. So
And I'm surprised you got Ahsoka, and I'm surprised you didn't get Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character.
she actually did just get released about
Did
2 or
she?
3 weeks ago. That
Is it
figure.
accurate? Is my only question.
Yes.
It's accurate. Good.
That
I'm
is
a
very
big fan of
accurate.
this. This basement thing seems fake
Dude, I wish it was a bit.
because I don't want to
I
cost so
w-
much
I- yeah.
goddamn money.
I would, I'd feel better about my life, but it's not a bit. Truth be told, the house that I'm at now is a little bit more. I think we talked about it briefly, but the house I'm in is a little bit more rural on the north side of town. It's quieter. I'm in a cul-de-sac. All the neighbors are real chill. One of the neighbors is like a state policeman, I believe, as well too. Like,
Oh wow.
I got nothing to worry about. It's quiet. I got a soccer complex behind me. It's gnarly. I don't have to worry about a goddamn thing anymore. So I'm living that life that I needed. So pretty dope. So.
Man, what's up, Crash? What's going on, dude? Cherry says mine would obviously be Frankenfurter.
Yeah, that would check your box.
Whoa. Yeah, he lives by a soccer complex. I'm surprised Trick doesn't have his.
Trick. Oh God, yeah. So it's soccer is for hooligans. Yeah, the one of the parks back there. It's like a public thing, and I'm telling you, like they were out there days ago, even in this cold. So like they don't fool around, but like it's not like kids playing soccer and coaches and parents out there, like even when I'm outside, aren't distracting and terribly loud. Like it's actually kind of nice because it's like this different type of commerce. So
Look how fucking Dungeons just walks in. Oh, it was 80 here today.
oh fuck,
Not
off.
even in context
Fuck
with the
you.
conversation that's going on right now.
Yeah.
He's just like, yo, it was 80 here today. Fuck you, man.
Yeah,
I love you, but fuck you. Just put a golf net in my garage to hit balls. Got it made now. There you go.
it's so chill. Prime's just baiting.
It's my
Actually,
world, bitch.
With the 3-season sunroom, you can definitely now, especially with the leaves falling, you can bait and see the complex. So there you go.
Man, oh man.
There you go, you fucking pervert.
He is a fucking pervert.
Fucking pervert.
Let's see. What have I been up to?
Well, that was good anyways. Glad to hear things are well.
Dude, I've honestly I've spent a lot of time gaming
Yeah,
the
you
last
have.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I like, as soon as like football was done, I was like, all right, time to be a piece of shit and just down in the basement all night long, playing a variety of different games. Two of the highlights so far have been the Talos Principle 2, which I streamed on Friday night.
Mhm.
I got through the first area in that one, and then on Sunday there was no Lions game because they were off this week, so I sat down and I got through the second phase. That game, dude, there's so much story going on in that game, but since I skipped so much of it in the first area, I have to keep skipping the rest. But every time I skip, I'm like, Jesus Christ, there is a lot of lore here that they really want to explore, like world building stuff. And I'm like, I'm just here for the puzzles, bro. You know, I don't want to have to think about the story. I just want to think about the fucking puzzles. But I'm sure if I were to actually, be a fucking simple a human being and listen
Right.
and read, I'd probably be enamored with the story.
Well, you also have to spend so much time on Neoseeker learning how to do the puzzles because
Hey,
you can't
I'm
figure it
doing
out.
them legit, dude. I'm doing them legit. Is that why you lost this week? Your whole team was, dude, Miz, my team was shit this week. It's because none of my Lions were playing. I had all my Lions on the bench because it was the bye week, and none of my fucking backups did anything. But I'm coming back this week. Coming back strong. I'm feeling confident. I got all my Lions players back in there, and with that offensive line at 100%, this offense is about to go off, which means my team's about to go off. So I'm excited about that. Even though it's on the road at San Diego, good team, I have a feeling that with that offensive line at 100%, it doesn't fucking matter, dude.
Who's the quarterback?
It's Jared Goff, baby.
That's right.
Jared Goff.
No, I meant for the.
Oh, it's something Herbert
Okay.
or Bear. I don't know.
I
if
thought
it's
it was
Herbert.
a funny, weird, like something like that. Like
It is. It's like Sherbert. I mean, that's kind of funny, but it's Herbert. But Talos Principle 2, and then I started playing RoboCop, Rogue City.
what are your initial thoughts without like a super review?
Yeah, so I can be a super review. It's good. Again, the one thing that Teon does is they are so in love with the source material.
Yeah.
They are so respectful of the source material. But just like Terminator Resistance, there's a lot of jank in this game. There's a lot of jank. Some of the side quests, some of them are interesting. Some of them are really kind of just like, why am I doing this right now? And it's just literally there to give you a skill point in between the main missions.
Sure.
Whenever you're like at at the station.
Yeah.
There's guys who be like, "Hey man, can you help me pack this box for somebody who died?" And you're just like walking through and grabbing stuff, and I'm just like, okay, this is. I mean, I get it. It's cool, and I mean,
Yeah, but of all things,
you gotta find a way to get me some fucking skill points. That's fine.
Yeah, Alex Murphy should be packing boxes.
It's good though, and it's got the same sense. There's radios all literally throughout the city, and then when you play the radio, it runs one of the types of commercials you would see in a RoboCop movie, which is very crazy. The fights are cool as fuck. They are, but at the same time, it's gotten very repetitive at this point. Now I don't know how far you are into it. I'm a decent length into it. But it's a little repetitive. But again, and the jank from the controls is just, it's not as tight controls for a shooter that I would like. Okay. But again, it's RoboCop. He's kind of a cumbersome idiot. But it's not a horrible. It's not a bad game. It's a good game. It's a fun game. And I appreciate, like I said, the attention to detail. You got
Weller.
Peter Weller. Is it Peter Weller?
Yeah.
Is that his name? It's not Peter Weller, is it?
Yeah.
Is it Peter?
Yeah.
You don't even fucking know, dude.
Wear my hat. I'm pretty sure. No, it's Peter Weller. It's Peter Weller.
If you reflect on the movies, the bad guys all acted the same. I mean, they do. I get that, but I also want it to be like kind of like, you know, challenging and fun. I am playing it on hard, so it is a little bit more difficult. But
Peter Weller.
But I know it's cool. But it's weird though, because I know Nancy Allen is still alive, even though you were joking around that she's dead. Like, they have the likeness of Nancy Allen as Lewis, but it's a different voice actress. Now, I saw Sergeant Reed is in it, too. His likeness there, but that actor is dead.
Yeah, he passed.
I was like, okay, so he's not there. I get that, but it's so weird to see Lewis, and it's not Nancy Allen's voice. Like, what is Nancy doing?
Murphy, it's you.
But it's cool, man. It's cool.
Okay, good. So, like, I was worried about the $60-$70 price tag.
You know, I like I said, man, for these games, I do think you can make a case that it probably doesn't have to be a $69.99
I'm a stickler on that. I know. That's why I'm asking. Because
I guess it just depends on how much you love RoboCop.
I really want to. Like, I'm having a hard time not playing it, but I'm already backlogged right now, and I'm like, that's going to be a game for sure. We'll have a sale in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
So I can wait on it as hard as it me to do, because I love RoboCop a lot.
No, yeah. I haven't gotten to the end of the story. Now I know this takes place between RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 3. And like the thing I liked about Terminator's Resistance was how fucking awesome that tied into like the actual story of the movies. And it was a really, really good story. At the end, I was like, man, this is actually a really good Terminator story. You know, even with the jank and all. And so I'm expecting kind of the same with RoboCop. Like, you get through the jank and you go through the missions and whatnot. The levels that you go through they're kind of expansive, but they're kind of like biomes, or like small areas that you go into. You can explore stuff. There's hidden stuff hidden throughout. There's things that you can collect and things of that nature. There's skill points hidden throughout the levels.
Can you target off a fridge?
Oh yeah, actually, one of the things that you can unlock is a ricochet round, I believe.
That's what I want to hear.
There is ricochet rounds, and again, like when you look at the skill tree and the way you can customize your character and customize RoboCop, you can make, you know, there's just little winks and nods. Sure. And again, that just goes back to the love for the IP and the respect for the source material that this developer always seems to have for these types of IP games, where you would think, this could just be a cheap IP cash-in, a licensed product, but when you have a developer who's got a lot of love for that IP, it really shows. And I'm not, and it's just like Terminator Resistance when I'm playing this game, and the way like the conversations happen with characters. There is, I'm gonna look at the developer roster for this studio and see how many of these people worked on like Fallout 3 and like Fallout New Vegas, because just the way some of the dialogue trees play out, it's very reminiscent of like a Bethesda style game when it gets to like some of the thinner like RPG elements. But overall, it's cool, man. I dig it. It's fun. It's got that RoboCop sense of humor. It's self-aware in several ways. It's decent, man. It's a good game.
Auto 9 sounds good.
Oh, dude, that's the other thing that's fucking awesome. And like when you aim down the sights, you have the targeting system. Oh, man. It locks on, like it targets each enemy. You're like, okay, dude, that's fucking sweet, man. So. Big fan of that game. I think that's been a good experience. So I had those two games to kind of offset the other games that I had to play last week.
Uh-oh.
One of them.
Spaghetti-O.
Yeah, we're getting into it.
That's a transition. What a transition you just did. Nice work.
A segue if I've ever seen one before.
That's the word I was meant. Yeah.
So this dog shit community on the last show
You called him out.
answered the Call of Duty in the wrong way. I sat here and said, hey, if we get 10 subs, I'll fucking play Skull Island Rise of Kong. Thinking nobody's going to do that because, first of all, it's who wants to watch me play that shit? Nobody. And then, not even 5 minutes in, boom, 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 10 subs. So I had to go out and buy Skull Island Rise of Kong. Knowing that this game is reviewed poorly, horribly. And I was like, it can't be that bad. Maybe there's some redeeming qualities, and it's just like, I don't know. Maybe there's something about it that'll make it somewhat enjoyable. Right. No. That was an hour and a half, 2 hours of just fucking misery. Like, look, man, I get it. The developer, Iguana Bee, never fucking heard of him. The publisher, Game Mill Entertainment, never heard of him.
Iguana Bee sounds like somebody's shitty tag name on like Xbox. Who just beat you, Iguana Bee?
Dude, all you had to make was 100, 200-foot Kong and just run around and smash an island up. That's all you had to do. Fight a couple Mutos, smash some stuff, try to bang a fucking 5-foot woman because you're a huge gorilla and you got a crush on her.
No, it's not that kind of channel, man.
I'm just saying.
It is, though.
It's really simple. Just make them huge. Do Rampage and make it open world, and there you go.
There you go.
No, we don't get that, dude.
No.
We get a game with mind-numbingly bad combat. Smash, smash, super smash. Finisher if you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then smash, smash some more. Smash, smash some more. Smash, smash some more. And just this gaudy animation.
The game was made by Brazers. Yeah.
For some fucking reason, though, the thing that I just don't understand is Kong is like 5'5".
Yeah, it looks
I'm taller than him. He looks like fucking Amy from fucking Congo.
Friend?
Right.
Friend?
Amy, bad gorilla. Bad gorilla. I mean, I was just like, why? They're like, he's walking next to a fucking coconut tree, and he's like maybe half the height. I'm like, what the fuck happened to Kong? Like, am I supposed to like walk into like a batch of radiation?
It's young Kong.
Are they gonna drop a nuke on the island, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, finally. Like, what the fuck, dude? And then you got these enemies that are fucking trash. Like, Kong's getting beat up by dodo birds. Like, he has to sit there and punch the dodo bird 9 times. Like, it's fucking Kong, dude.
Yeah, maybe he's in his hometown where he's average size. Yeah, right.
Jesus.
Right. He's in, what is it, the fucking core of the world or whatever.
To be honest, to be fair with you, Sherry, Amy is the best part of Congo. For all the wrong reasons. She is unintentionally hilarious.
The book's amazing.
But she is the best part of that movie. I'm not trashing Amy.
No, don't shit on the GameCube there, buddy, because the ATI, boy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude, the I know they were trying to go for like that Borderlands shade, shade art.
But even like the hairs on him look just like
dude, they
comically
look fucking. It was bad. His facial expressions were just over the top and stupid. Mm-hmm. And then you got this horrendous navigation system where like you're standing somewhere and you pull up the map, and of course there's no signal or little icon where you're at on the map, but they've got names of all these places. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm sure if I keep running through this area, something will pop up on the screen like you're in Kong's toilet. Nothing showed up, so I don't know where the fuck I'm at. And then if you use your ability where he pumps his chest, and it's supposed to mark something on the screen, all you see are these fucking fireworks. And you run over to the area, but they're just not in like a specific area. It's just like this general area. Like, oh, there's something here.
Yeah, you need an OnStar.
And I was like, dude.
Yeah.
And after an hour and a half, I was like, you know what, man? First of all, fuck this community. I'm not playing this game again. We'll do a giveaway. And I deleted the game. I'm sorry. I'm not going to review it. I'm telling you right now, just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. It is a horrifically bad game. It's as bad as advertised. So was it any good or?
Yeah. So what are you trying to say?
No, it's not.
So
it's you can have a so bad it's good. There. I think Pseudo 51 has made some games that have been kind of like, not bad but entertainingly bad. Like they're just kind of, man, this is really janky and whatnot, but it's got some redeeming qualities. It's got a good story and whatnot. This is just bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm not getting my money back. Bad. So It's pretty horrific. And then to top it off, a game that you and I were kind of interested in because it got announced way back when the PS5 was unveiled. Now, we knew about Callisto Protocol, and I think we might have heard rumors of the Dead Space remake at the time, but Team Kill Media was like, yo, man, we got this game, Quantum Error. And they ran some dope-ass fucking trailers. You and I were like, man, this looks fucking good. Mm-hmm. And they're boasting, we're using Unreal Engine 5, and this is going to be one of the first games that's built with Unreal Engine 5 in mind, and blah, 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 and all the buzzwords. I mean, they're throwing all the good ones out there. And so I was like, cool, man, I'm actually really excited for this. So I reached out to him. I was like, hey, man, we're big fans of sci-fi horror. We're into that cosmic shit, and we would love to check out your game. And after a little bit back and forth, they sent us an embargo and an NDA, and we signed it. We're like, cool, appreciate it. Gave us a code, and I was legit fucking hyped to jump into this game because the story trailers, I was like, cool, you're a firefighter that's getting sent to this facility out in the ocean. It's like 2194, and there's an alarm going off, and they got to send out these firefighters. And you're like, oh, cool, man, I'm playing a firefighter, and I get to use an axe, and I get to use all the equipment. I'm playing a firefighter going into a sci-fi, like cosmic setting. Cool, man.
Yeah, let's do this.
That's kind of dope, yeah.
Yeah.
So they sent over the code, and I fired up. And I mean, look, now here's the thing, man. Team Kill Media is a four-person development studio. They are an indie studio, if there ever was one. They're four brothers. I appreciate their ambitious vision. This is an ambitious title, Tone. And to be honest with you, man, the futuristic premise of what they try to build, when the game starts, I'm getting vibes of 2001: A Space Odyssey and Event Horizon.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, man, I like it. I like where we're going with this.
Yeah.
The story, and as they're doing the cutscenes, I'm like, okay, these cutscenes are a little rough, but it's a 4-person development studio.
All right,
this is okay. This is okay. We'll be okay when we get through the cutscenes. It doesn't get better. It's hard for me to sit there and trash this game because I do understand it's a 4-person independent development studio. They took on a big-ass game, a big-ass ambitious vision, and tried to execute it, but clearly they just don't have enough people working on it. And you can see it. You can see all the corners that had to have been cut. I haven't finished this game, so I'm not going to give this an official review either, but this is just me saying for $59 or $69.99, I'm not recommending this game right now. Now, I know they've been pushing out patches, and they're trying to fix some stuff and get things in order and whatnot, and I'm going to give it its day in court at some point, but I'm not doing it right now, and I'm not recommending people pick this up.
Okay.
It's really rough, man. I know they're using Unreal Engine 5. It looks like they're barely tapping or scratching the surface of what Unreal Engine 5 can do.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from the stilted animations, which are bordering on unintentionally funny as well. There are some like cringy scenes where you're just like, that doesn't, and it's not helped by the subpar voice acting. I'm surprised. It's probably the fucking people working on the game that are doing the voices. I mean, it sounds like it.
Right? Yeah.
The combat is mundane, which is unfortunate because you are a firefighter, but you're still using mostly guns and shit. You can use an axe, but even the melee combat is so janky and so unfulfilling when you do hit somebody with an axe. You're just like, this is not good. It's really fucking rough. The level design is repetitive. Think Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh, God.
No, not at the time Halo Combat, because that was awesome, but playing Combat Evolved now, I'm going, oh, I'm going through the same fucking corridor ever and ever. That's what you're getting.
Silver and blue.
Now, look, there is some positive here. The game did break even just on pre-orders alone. So on all the pre-orders they got, they broke even on their budget. So, I mean, good for them. That's awesome. But the problem with that is, man, is I feel like they got that with a little bit of console warring bullshit because some shortly after the game was announced, people were like, well, hey, is it coming to Xbox? They're like, oh, only the PS5's SSD can handle this game. And everyone's like, oh, wow, this thing must be awesome. And all the diehard Sony fanboys are like, oh, I got to have something, over the other guys. They all pre-ordered it. Mm. And I'm just like, as I'm playing, I'm like, dude, my fucking iPhone could run this shit. It's just like, dude, come on, man. Like they pander to an audience, and a lot of those folks, I bought into it because I'm like, sci-fi, let's go.
That's yeah.
And and it was a cool premise, but it's a really, really rough game right now.
Now they broke even. They're putting out patches.
Yep.
Do we think there's still salvageableness for this down the road?
This is the planned trilogy, bro.
Okay, so maybe what we're hoping for is,
I don't know about this particular game. I mean, they might be able to iron out some issues.
Sure.
But I think the next one, that's really going to need more people in the studio.
They need a Kickstarter or something to happen or whatever to kind of get some more money to maybe get more people involved. Sounds like than 4 people.
I just think it's going to be really difficult to earn the trust of gamers. Even if you do get a bigger budget the next time around, even if you did make enough off this one to go with a bigger, better sequel, there's going to be a lot of people that played 20 minutes. I played 6 hours of the game. And it was just like, this is hard.
Yeah, you were texting me through it, and you're like, man,
I was like, this is really difficult to play. And I'm following them on Twitter, and like, I'm following the developer on Twitter, and they're kind of like lashing out at some people. Some of the reviews are like, oh, well, there's people reviewing it that we didn't even give codes to. I mean, they're creating a lot of like, what's real and what isn't, which reviews should you be listening to, and I was just like. You just
optically, that's not good.
Just take your licks, take your bumps and bruises, and just move forward as a studio. And like I said, I think they've pushed out a couple of patches since then. But at this point, with everything that's out right now, everything that's coming out right now, all the games that are out there, it's just really hard to be like, go drop $70 on.
Yeah, it's the wrong time of year for something.
It's hard
like
to recommend that.
Josie, that's of course always I love when that gets brought up. But I think that was Kong actually was a Dire Straits music video.
Man, Kong was bad.
Yep.
And then obviously this week, leading up to the launch of multiplayer and the full release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is on Friday. But if you pre-ordered the game, you got early access to the campaign. I actually played through that this past weekend. The campaign, look, the campaign has been getting just destroyed by critics everywhere. Yeah. And it's hard for me to disagree with a lot of them. But the campaign is like, look, man, here's the thing. Like, I understand 90% of the people aren't buying Call of Duty to be like, oh, I want to play the campaign. Right. Everyone's there for the multiplayer. I get that. I respect that. But God damn it, dude, I love the Michael Bay style Call of Duty linear campaign.
Exciting, I know.
6 hours of just like over the top bullshit. This is nuts action.
Yeah.
I like that part of it. I look forward to that. And I feel like Modern Warfare 1, the remake, and last year's Modern Warfare 2 did a good job at keeping that going forward. It was a little bit grittier, but it still had some high octane moments.
Sure.
The problem with this one, dude, is like I am happy to say there are a couple missions in there that are linear, that are exciting, that have like some good big action set pieces, and I appreciate that. But for fuck's sake, man, the one thing that they talked about when this game was announced was like, oh, we have these open combat levels where you can do whatever you want and complete the missions however you want. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's fucking sweet, dude. We'll get some fucking stealthy action, and we'll get in there, and we'll do our thing, and I'll be all stealthy. Dude, it is a fucking buzzkill. An absolute fucking buzzkill. Because the AI, first of all, the AI starts off at, like, if you're trying to be stealthy, somebody will spot you from across the map, dude. Like, it's yellow for a second, like, oh, they might see you. They might see. All of a sudden, like, red, everyone sees. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm behind a fucking building. I just quickly just jog between two, like, canisters or some shit. And I was like, oh, alarms are off. But then when I'm like, okay, so they're superhuman and they can detect me, but they can't fucking aim for shit. And they just stand there just out in the open, and you're just like, oh, dispatch that. Easy.
That's weird.
And then what make matters worse, if you wipe out everybody that's there, they'll just keep sending more people and they'll spawn out of nowhere. It's like the Rainbow Six Siege terrorist hunt.
You can hear them spawn behind you.
Yes, and I'm just like, come on. There's like no reward for being stealthy.
That's
and
weird.
It's difficult to be stealthy. Like, even when you're like trying really hard to be stealthy and they just see you. Like, I remember there was one time I was peeking over the top of a building. I was on top of a building. And I'm just peeking over the wall, trying to like mark people with my binoculars, and they're like a good 100, 200 yards away. And I'm marking people. All of a sudden, it's yellow on the screen. I'm like, what the fuck? And a dude that's like way over there just sees me just peeking over the wall. And all of a sudden, everyone knows I'm there. I'm like, come on. I was like, man, it's just like those levels. And dude, they're essentially, and this is why I hate saying when a developer is lazy, but these are basically DMZ Warzone map sections that they've cut out of those modes and put them right there and said, here, you're basically playing DMZ, a mode that everyone fucking hated, or
Right.
Warzone, a mode that only some people really get into, and you're forced to play that way. You have to play that way. It's just like, nah, dude.
Prime's got your answer for you. So
It's dude. He like I said, man. Like there are some stealth games that just they understand how to do stealth. They understand how to do stealth. But this one, it's really pointless to try.
You mentioned what are the games?
I'm sure it's fun, but it's not fun in a campaign mission.
What other game did that? Like you said that was like this Call of Duty like just did that. You referenced the game.
Redfall?
No, you just that you can't stealth that sees you like.
Oh yeah.
What game did you reference? You just referenced it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Anyways, point I was gonna say there was another game that recently in the last few years that came out that did that same shit too. That was a stealthy game, and like you would like peek out or just a little something they would see in the whole, which was Breakpoint.
Breakpoint. Yeah.
Because like in Wildlands, you could go through and you could mark, you could do a lot of stealthy stuff, but in Breakpoint, like the smallest weird things they would hear or see, and the entire camp would be alerted at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, how is the entire camp already aware of me like running between a can or something like that? Like, what the fuck is that? Especially a game like that. And it's like, I don't get like that weird curve that these companies sometimes put into their games like that. And it sounds kind of similar to that too.
It's just really difficult to and plus the mini map doesn't like. You can mark people with your with your little binoculars, but they only stay marked for so long. But if you have a drone in the air, they stay marked longer or whatever.
When you
but
say little binoculars, like to think you got.
But dude, it was basically it's basically like DMZ or last year's Spec Ops. It's like last year's Spec Ops. I think that's probably the most accurate thing. Is last year's Spec Ops mode that again was just a fucking abomination.
It'll never be Modern Warfare 2, wasn't it? That had the best version of that.
The old Modern Warfare 2 had the best Spec
ones.
Ops.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
The old Modern Warfare had the best Spec Ops ever. Those Spec Ops missions were fucking awesome,
and they were linear too.
But like, there's missions in this game when they do go with the more linear Michael Bay style ones. Like those missions are basically like remakes of better versions of those missions in other games. Like, do you have the one where you're watching overhead, you're in that big plane, and you're looking down on the battlefield, and you can use machine guns and stuff.
Yeah.
There's that, but it's just not as good. The opening mission where you're like actually going in to like get Makarov out of prison is very much like the prison break in Modern Warfare 2 where you're going in to get Captain Price. That mission was fucking incredible. This one just felt like, okay, you're trying to do this, but it's just not as good. They try to do like a no Russian level that's like kind of like chaotic, and it's decent. It's not bad, but again, it's not on the same level as no Russian. It's not like holy shit. I mean, it's creepy and it's scary and it's something that could definitely happen, but it's just like I feel like these are just half-ass efforts to rekindle the better versions of these missions from previous Call of Duty games. So you have these half-hearted, not quite as good as the original missions, and then you have these fucking just buzzkill open combat missions. There is one mission that I really liked, which was basically like the movie The Raid. You have to start off in this building. It's like a high-rise, and you got to go up several floors.
Fuck yeah.
And clear out enemies before you get to the roof. That's the only mission I was like, okay, that's kind of dope. Because I've always liked that premise in anything. After watching The Raid, I was like, man, I would love a game where you got to climb a tower and take out enemies. That one was a fucking sweet mission. I was really happy with that one. But other than that, man, the whole campaign itself is just kind of meh. And I'm really, based on what I played in the beta, like the multiplayer is fun. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. My big concern now is, man, zombies. Open world. Is this just going to be fucking zombies in DMZ or Spec Ops? Or is there going to be some fucking depth of it? Is there going to be a deep story to it? or is this just going to be another half-ass effort?
Well, I mean, I think right now, with the way these games, clearly Call of Duty comes out every year, and you get an expectation. It's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be this developer of the 2 or 3 or whatever. So, I hope it's more, because one of the few things about the Call of Duty, Sledgehammer games that I've actually enjoyed even are the zombie modes. They're fun. One of the best ones I played recently was the one we were on the yacht ship, or the whatever, the cruise ship.
Yeah.
It was like 3 or 4 Black Ops. I don't remember, maybe 4, but I had a good time playing that. That was Mixer days. We were playing with all our friends. I had a blast. That was really fun. And that's one of the things that's intrigued me about this new Call of Duty, more so than anything, because I suck at Call of Duty, is the open world zombies. But then you were talking about this campaign. You're already saying that's a shit show. It's like, where is this going to go? Because clearly they're going to put most of their bank into the multiplayer. So
and everything, all the money's going. I mean, fuck, dude. Even the story, the campaign, when it ends, you're like, dude, you're really gonna. The way it ends, it's so abrupt and just so open ended. I'm like, you're gonna really drag this story into Warzone, aren't you? That's what they're doing. They're gonna take this story and some of these characters and shoehorn it into Warzone, and that's where you continue to push the story and the narrative. And it's just like, dude, come on, man.
Who knows? I mean,
I'm hoping that based on some of the stuff that we heard from Mikey Barr this week, how Activision, all those studios, now they can kind of make the games they want to make, and I have to answer to the Activision brass at the top. They can go out there and make. I'm hoping these Call of Duty guys can be like, okay, let's go back to this. We're not cutting corners. Microsoft's flipping the bill now. Let's make a fucking awesome campaign. Mm-hmm. Let's make a fucking awesome Spec Ops mode, the ones that everybody wants, not these fucking shallow experiences.
Let's also be realistic here, because their new daddy has also been notoriously good at saying, okay, we want this game out at this time, a la Halo 2, and missing 25-30% of the rest of that game. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's all great and stuff. We can shine it all we want and put a little spit on it and shine some more. But, like, the reality is, at the end of the day, there's still board members and shareholders to pay for. So, it sounds great. Let's hope so. Like, I hope that's the fucking case, because, that's what we want, right? Especially Blizzard to get out there and do whatever the fuck they want. But, at the same time, like, there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
So.
No, so I'm hoping this. I know the multiplayer is going to be fun. I just hope the zombies is good. I hope they have a lot of stuff planned for it. I'll be playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer on Friday night. I don't know who's going to be there, but if you're picking it up, I don't give a fuck what platform you're on. Hop on, join in hop in the lobby. Let's roll through some multiplayer together. I'll fuck around with Warzone, but I'm not really much of a Warzone guy. I like the fucking constant chaos of multiplayer, just constant run and gun. I like that high energy stuff. Warzone is cool. I just don't want to think too much.
It's a different sweaty.
It's a different kind of sweaty, and I get it. That's what everyone wants to watch, and that's great. I just I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with Warzone, but if I'm coming, buddy. Prime's gonna be there. I think Trick's got. I don't know if he's got a game going on Saturday. I think he said he has something going on Saturday, but not till afternoon. But he's gonna be on there at some point. I know Prime's getting it. Cuddles is gonna get it. I'm hoping Britt will get it. I think Britt should get it and hop on. We're gonna play some fucking COD. We're gonna drink. We're gonna swear, and we're gonna stream it on Friday night. So.
And I got you some XP already.
Yes, you did. You got me some XP. I ordered Little Caesars again today.
There you go.
Got some more XP.
There you go. Can we talk about how wild it is now that Caesars is involved in the NFL like that, and now they've got something like COD behind them?
Yeah,
like,
man. They're eating up. See, Britt, no, she said, "Oh boy, dude, you." She obviously hasn't heard Trick play. Obviously, you have not played a game with Tricky Region, because my man swerves a lot. I do too.
He's a monster.
Prime has 3 receipts to cash it. I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be hot Friday night. So, yes, everybody needs to get on Call of Duty. We can jump into a party. We'll hop online, get our shit pushed in together, and have a lot of fun.
Order yourself a 3-meat treat and maybe some crazy bread. Have it delivered. Boom, codes.
Have you tried that 4-corner calzone thing yet?
I've had the calzone before. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's all right. Like, it's cool. You can get one for $5 when their deals. The guy I know too.
Really?
Yeah, they had that deal going on. I mean, I'd rather just have the slice at this point. And I usually have to get 3 or 4 of the jalapeno cheddar cups.
Okay. Dude, I forgot to get those today.
Yeah,
I went to
tried them though now, right?
I know.
Have you had them yet?
I have not. I fucked up.
Oh fuck! I have to keep one in my fridge just for safekeeping.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Last bit of gaming news. So last night, Jason Schreier, who is, love her or hate him, Jason Schreier has a mixed audience. Some people hate the fact that he breaks news and he spoils stuff. Some people love it. I love it. I like hearing about this stuff. But Jason Schreier came out and said, hey, man, Rockstar could be announcing Grand Theft Auto 6 this week, as early as this week, with a trailer to drop in early December. And, when Sam Hauser woke up, he was like, fuck, gotta reply. Here's your announcement. After a series of tweets we are very excited to let you know that in early December, we will release the first trailer for the next Grand Theft Auto. We look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with all of you.
We'll be out in 2028, everybody. Pre-order now.
Actually, that's the one thing I will always give them credit for. When they announce a game, they're ready to drop it. That thing's coming out next year.
Yeah, they don't fuck around.
Rockstar is one of the few developers that they will sit on something until the last minute, and when they announce it, you can almost bet within 12 months. This is hitting within 12 months.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this. I will be the first to admit Rockstar has been a fucking shithead this entire generation since 5 came out in 2013 when it dropped on, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
On fucking PS3 and 360. And, we've had 2 Red Deads, one Red Dead in the middle of that, Red Dead 2, which is my favorite of the 2 now at this point, just by story.
I have not played through Red Dead 2 story.
Are you fucking
haven't.
serious? It is.
I've started it several times, and I get to the point where they just come off the mountain with who's the guy in the first one?
John Marston.
Marston, when you rescue him from the mountain, and you get back to town and you start doing stuff, that's where I'm always like, well, I'm gonna move on.
What, dude?
I haven't gotten past that point yet.
I
know. I'm sorry, and the thing is, man, I played the first one. I played the first one from start to finish 6 times, dude. I fucking love the first one.
Yeah, it's one of the. That series is like one of my all-time favorite series.
Go nuts.
I can't. I'm just surprised by.
I know.
Last gen you had quite a backlog, and you worked really well early PS5 to work on some of your
Red
backlog.
Dead Redemption 2. I treat that the same way I treat The Witcher 3.
It's bullshit.
I jump into it, I get into it, I'm playing it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm gonna get overwhelmed. I'll stop for a minute, and then I'll go back and play something else I've been playing for a while, and then I get sucked back in, and next thing I know, it's just afterthought.
I can kind of make sense of
I have a lot of homework to do.
Witcher 3 because it is a very daunting, very massive, ambitious game and tells a great story. Red Dead 2 also tells an amazing story, to the point.
It's better than 1, huh?
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm gonna let you think about that one for that because
I don't usually get overly emotional playing video games. There's times where I'm like, oh, Red Dead 2, because the ending of Red Dead 1 was really shocking. I think more than anything, it was very.
Those are easy platinums.
It was very shocking, and then you got to continue some with Jack, and that was really cool. This game was very what the fuck? You're like, what the fuck? This different type of emotional tie because they knew how to grab you.
If I'm being honest, I've completed every open world game that that Rockstar has made. I've beaten all the Grand Theft Autos. I've beaten Bully. I've beaten what was the fucking Manhunt game? Was fucking dope.
Very.
I've beaten all those games. I have not beaten Red Dead Redemption 2.
All I'm saying is that I was just trying to say at the end of the day.
I just throw myself out there.
I just feel like I just took my brain and tossed it at your wall. Here's the thing. Rockstar, they've been knuckleheaded this generation because of the online they've been doing with 5. And I get it. You're making money. I sold so much shark cards working at LameStop. I understand it because it's a moneymaker. And maybe that puts that bank in there. They're just and they are the reason why a lot of companies do these bits now too.
Sure.
Because they saw the benchmark, they saw the roadmap at that point. That said, when a fucking Grand Theft Auto is announced, I don't give a shit. I'm not even thinking of online. I've got some great memories playing Grand Theft Auto 4 online with friends the first night. But those games, they're fun. They're storytelling. I will play a Grand Theft Auto and the world will stop. I will get tunnel vision. I talk about time vamps with city skylines and shit. Rockstar games are that way with me as well too. Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption, GTA's ever since I played my first GTA, which was 3, even though you had a silent protagonist, I was hook, line, and sinker in that game. I burned that disc out pretty much. So I'm excited that we're finally getting 6. I've been waiting for this moment. So I'm hyped.
Going back to Red Dead Redemption, I noticed. I remember an article came out, I think, or an announcement, or they dropped a patch on the PlayStation version of it of Red Dead Redemption.
There's been a whole mess with that. It's pissed a lot
Well,
of
did you
people
hear
off,
about
too.
how when recently they dropped a patch with Red Dead Redemption 1 that adds a 60 FPS mode on PS5, so you can play the first one.
Weren't they complain about that there wasn't a first?
Wasn't there, but the thing is, like the backwards, they didn't do this remaster or whatever they're calling it.
They missed some stuff.
They didn't do it on Xbox because Xbox is already backwards compatible. They can't run Red Dead Redemption on PS5 because it was a PS3 game.
Okay.
So they did a remake of, or not a remake, but they just made a PS5 version of it.
Yeah.
And then they put out a patch that adds a 60 FPS mode to it. But on Xbox, they need, because it's already built into their what is it? We can go back and play a game. Backwards compatibility. Everyone's kind of hoping that they add that the ability to boost the frame rate.
Yeah, let's hope so.
So they're hoping Xbox do it, but obviously, right? Microsoft or Rockstar's like, we're not going to make a whole new game when it already runs on backwards combat. You already have that, so they had to make one for the PlayStation.
Interesting.
So yeah, you can get it now. If they really, I was actually almost, dude, not even joking. I was almost gonna pick up that new Red Dead on the PS5 and play that at 60 FPS and play through that before I play through part 2.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, as much as I love that,
I love the first one. The first one's amazing.
And I'm telling you right now, like 2, since it's technically a prequel, which is weird. It's like beach water to like the sand of a beach. It just ties in so well to the first one. No, I mean not like I'm telling you like it's really incredible how they do that.
Okay,
like it's pretty wild actually.
Clearly I need to get my shit together.
I'm flabbergasted by that, I'll be honest. I can see The Witcher 3 too. I can see The Witcher 3 to a degree. Anyways, I got to
get my shit together. But anyways, other than Talos Principle 2 and RoboCop, it's been a rough week for gaming. I'm looking forward to getting into the multiplayer of Call of Duty. That'll kind of like cleanse my palate and get me into the fun side of Call of Duty, the multiplayer. I'll be playing that on Friday night. I do know, I think other than that, other than Call of Duty coming out this week, all we have left coming out is Mario RPG next week. And then 2 weeks after that, Avatar game comes out.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
And then I think Avatar is like the last big release.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out
of the year.
Too.
So we're getting towards the end of that fall rush. All the games are out. I know you have completed Spider-Man, but we're going to get into that next week when we have Crash on. Next week's show is going to be a massive Marvel show. We're all three of us are going to see the Marvels tomorrow night.
Right.
We're going to talk about Spider-Man. We're going to talk about Marvels. We're going to talk about Loki. The season finale is this week. We're going to talk about all that. And we'll talk about all the news that's coming out about the Blade movie.
Yep.
For a while there was a story going around that it might be canceled. But then this week, the director did an interview where he's like, "Damn, this shit's going to be rated R, bro." The director's already hyped. The director knows this is rated R. So, and he never mentioned anything about, this might be getting canceled. He's like, this thing's rated R. This thing's awesome. So it's good to hear that Blade is still on track. And it's rated R.
Some interesting details that have come out about that.
There's been a lot. And
Marshalla's been part of talking about that, if I remember correctly.
There's a lot going on. So we're going to talk about a lot of Marvel stuff next week. So that's going to be a Marvel-heavy show. All right, Tone, let's move on. Always bet on black. God, Passenger 57 is such a fucking awesome movie. Love Passenger 57.
It's fucking awesome.
All right, Pistons went on a 43-28 run on the Bucks. Yeah, but did they win or did they lose another one? Because I think they're on a losing streak now. They're 2-6. That's a fucking sweet team. I'm glad you're watching, bro.
Don't talk some shit.
All right, moving on to our next topic. Tone, it's come and gone. The first.
Oops, my bad.
Okay, that was fucking gross. Tone, Gen V Season 1 has come to a close.
Yes.
And I know throughout the entire season, you and I were like, man, this is compelling shit.
Yeah.
This is pretty fucking good. But I remember myself thinking and going, I know this is in the same universe, but are we going to get some kind of like connection? Are we going to get something that kind of ties into Season 4? Are we going to get any of that? Or is this going to be kind of like its own separate thing? We finally got the answer. We'll kind of keep the spoiler free. But by all accounts, Tone, I thought this was a fucking phenomenal spin-off to The Boys show and a phenomenal setup for what will likely be one of the biggest storylines of Season 4. I want to get your thoughts, dude, of The Boys.
The Boys?
I'm sorry, Gen V.
Gen V.
Yeah.
Gen V or Gen 5ing? I still
Gen
can't figure it out.
5.
Gen 5.
Gen 5.
Genevieve. Okay, so I
What's the name
love
of the university? Godokin?
Godokin. Yeah.
Godokin. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Godokin. Hadoken. I loved this series. I love The Boys. I love this series. I think we've talked about it before. It's really rare to have something be an extended piece of media of the main thing and have it branch off and actually be really good and compelling storytelling, character development. And holy shit, did they manage to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, I think we go back and me talking about the first few episodes, how hooked I was that first, because I was behind, I think, a couple weeks. And I just like 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, I got to be up till fucking midnight or 1 o'clock. Like, I couldn't put it down. And honestly, like, there's a lot of, the characters of the main 7 in The Boys, like, they're the echelon. They're your Wonder Womans, your Superman kind of types.
Sure.
These characters, and I think we talked about it as well, they're very, like, different. They're very, like, not what you would feel are, like, marketable powers or really exciting. And they're kids at the university trying to kind of find their way. They have hopes of moving here, moving there. Really, it's a form of control. Vought just wants to make sure they keep an eye on all these kids for the most part, I feel.
Hang on one sec. Blanco, send the photos in Discord. If you can't place them in Discord, I'll throw them up on the screen. Go ahead.
Oh, cool. So I think that was unique because really they're telling, like, the story going on at the 7 is much different from the story that's going here. Now,
big time.
Now there's some intricacies that are woven inside of them. I mean, we see
Godokin is supposed to be the school for the young soups to figure out what they want. Help them figure out, are they going to be a superhero? Are they going to be an entertainer?
Right.
It's this place for kids to grow and learn as being a soup.
It's like growing up the mud hens for fucking the Tigers,
there you go.
right?
Exactly.
So that sort of thing. So, that all said, and I like Sam, like, there's some great character. You see some great character development. You see some, like, hardships that kids even this age have to go through, and they do a good job with all those sort of things. I know that Cuddles, and we've talked about it briefly as well too. I do feel like the final episode was kind of rushed. I don't know if I'd say. I mean, I kind of initially said it felt a little anticlimactic, but it did kind of feel a little like anticlimactic to some way. And I know that it's a good segue to get us ready for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have had a really great thread from the main series to get in there. But that like short episode that it was, because even I felt like, man, this is going crazy. Like, I still expected, like, I had at least 10 or 15 minutes more, and then it just stopped.
I told you this, when I first logged into Prime to watch that episode, and I seen it said 38 minutes, I was like, that's too short.
Yeah.
That's way too short. Something's going on there.
Yeah, so I feel like it was definitely... It just hit the brakes really hard on that, and almost to the point where, like, even the follow-up scene was a little, I don't want to say confusing, but it was kind of just weird overall how, what is that?
It's Black Noir right there. I'll put it up on the screen here in a second, you guys.
Interesting.
Because he's dead, isn't he?
Oh, I thought so, right?
I thought he died in last season.
It just felt like it could have been extended a little bit more. Like, I feel like we've had such great, big, large episodes. And I've complained about this Disney Plus, too, because they do the, like, oh, it's 50 minutes, and all of a sudden it's 38 minutes. Like, knock that shit off. Like, keep it pretty close to the standard of what it needs to be. I film a couple extra scenes. I don't fucking know, but figure it out. Or balance them all out. Like, don't give me this expectation of your storytelling, and then all of a sudden you decide this is where your cliffhanger is going to be, so it's a 30-minute episode. It just didn't feel like it should have ended so fast. Like, I was fine for the most part on kind of how or where it was going, but, like, I just feel like it left some things kind of on the table there. And yeah, it kind of bummed me out. Like, I wouldn't say it necessarily ruined it for me, because the series was so good. So I think it stuck the landing well enough. It was basically like, what was the girl in the 90s that stuck the landing? She had a broken ankle and she did it on one foot. I can't remember her in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, the landing got stuck, but, like, it was pretty wobbly at the same time too. So, but I'm still excited about The Boys. I'm still excited about the series. I'm not gonna not be excited for anything else as well too. That semi-anticlimactical 38-minute episode isn't gonna ruin it for me. But Overall, the series was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for more, for sure.
Yeah, I know Cuddles is very vocal about this, and he didn't like the last episode at all. I do agree with him that I felt like it was definitely rushed. I didn't have a problem with the way it ended. I do wish it would have been longer. They probably could have explored more stuff, but I think it did a really good job at doing what it was trying to do. It was doing two things. It was setting up season 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the focus. The focus is on season 4 because we already know that season 4 will take place days after the events of this, days after the events. So this is set up. I mean, there probably wasn't just too much more they could add without spoiling what's going on in the boys. They got to keep those things separate. You got to make sure that remains a mystery. But this thing sets up. This is running into season 4, so that's why it cut short. I also feel like it did a really good job at setting up the second season of this show. They have leave a lot of things open for where they could take that story. So yeah, I do think it's shorter. I do think it felt a little bit rushed, but at the same time, it did what it was setting out to do. Mm-hmm. This is not a series finale. It's a season finale that is setting up the bigger show, The Boys. But when I say bigger show, I just mean because The Boys is more established. But the storyline here is going to be integral to the storyline of 4.
Yeah,
this is going to be a key story. This is the arc of 4.
Yeah, and I do think that whereas The Boys, because it's already come a few seasons already.
I hope I wasn't worse than Gen V. It probably was.
But The Boys has more potential to end earlier than maybe Gen V. So say The Boys, let's say,
5 seasons tops.
Yeah, 4 or 5, right? Yep. But Gen V's only on its second now. So, okay, they've reconciled that series, but this could have potential to go maybe a couple seasons past or even 1, and you're still being able to get that money and get people excited about the characters again or that mythos. So, again, I agree. I think you got to look at it more as a.
I knew,
series,
but I mean, and maybe
as a season finale.
Maybe I was just prepared going into it because I mean, as soon as I seriously logged in the app and seen 38 minutes, I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I didn't notice that, and I think that was
I
part
did
of the
immediately.
problem.
That's the first thing I look at now because we've had so many shows where the last episode is like super short. And
I
you're
didn't
like,
think I need to with this.
I know, but I mean,
Disney
that's the thing. It's like a force of habit now.
Right,
I log into it and I see 38 minutes. I'm like, that's too short.
Because if it's a Disney Plus one, I'm always doing them. Like, oh, it's a 15-minute episode. Sweet.
So let's circle back to what Blanco said. He said, hey, there's a picture circulating of Black Noir. Now, Black Noir got pieced out last season of the boys. Who pieced him out? Was it Homelander?
Dude, I can't remember.
I thought Homelander killed. I thought Blanco. Who killed Noir? I thought it was Homelander that killed him. I'll wait for Blanco to reply here. But while he's doing that, there is a photo going around where you can see the 7, and on the far left, there's Black Noir. He dead though, bro.
The question is, and this might be something they do. Like, isn't one of these scenarios too where like Black Noir? Maybe the public doesn't know he's dead, and they just put somebody else in the suit, or they have a, you know what I mean, like just to kind of keep optics, and or, who knows? Vought does a lot of crazy things because that's her right there. That's old girl right there, ain't it?
Is that Marie right here?
Yeah.
Next between Black Noir and A-Train. I don't know who that is.
Right.
Because this is Maeve, right? Is that Maeve?
I thought she got blown up. Oh yeah, maybe it is.
And that's obviously the Deep. In the finale released on Prime Video on Thursday night, Homelander ruthlessly killed Black Noir by shoving his hand. Yeah, he fucked him up. But there's Black Noir.
That's either that or that's fucking Snake Eyes. I don't know. Fucking, there's Cobra in the corner too. You see him? Go Joe.
So it's interesting. This is on the set of season 4, and Black Noir is there. You got A-Train.
Looks like Deep. Unless it's a memory though, too. Who knows?
It could be a flashback. Could be one of those scenes. I don't know.
It's all these shows love fucking flashbacks these days. So.
I'm going to see. It says my messages are sent too quick. Oh, he was trying to send his. Oh, here it is. I got it. According to Blanco, he thinks Sam is going to be the new Black Noir to kill Homelander to somewhat be close to the comics.
Interesting.
Okay. I like Blanco. See, Blanco, when he gets deep, Blanco gets deep.
It's about the only thing you usually get deep on.
He gets deep in a lot of stuff I've heard. I don't think it's a flashback because it's pretty sure that's Ryan in the middle. Ryan.
And we think that's Marie, though, too, right? Look at us all be detectives together.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Marie. I mean, man, she's already got an outfit. She's already got geared up. I mean, they did say she was going to be fast track to the 7 for
There
saving
you
the
go.
day. Well, no, she's in the fucking room.
And by the way, like
She's
how
in the room.
her power's fucking developing and stuff like that. Learning from that was fucking gnarly, right?
Yeah, dude.
That was fucking gnarly.
No, I did. Like I said, man, I didn't think it was a disaster episode. I didn't hate. I wasn't too big away. I mean, take away a shitty game. It is okay and everything else. And I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was entertaining, and it just got me. It accomplished what it set out to do. Get me hyped for fucking season 4.
Gang,
I mean, season 4 takes place a couple days after these events. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Gang.
I mean, really hype, and I'm glad. I know the cameos were there. I mean, okay. I mean, even the last 2 minutes, I didn't have a massive issue with the last 2 minutes. I knew we were going to see somebody. I'm actually more excited that we saw the other person at the very end of the credits, or at the very end. Not the first one that shows up, but the second appearance by a member from the boys. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because of where they were at and what they were probably going to stumble upon is, again, what's going to be an integral part of season 4. Because what was going on in the woods is every soup's worst nightmare. And when somebody was going to stumble upon that, they're going to be hyped. So it's going to be cool, man. I'm excited to see it. Do we have any kind of a fucking window for season 4 yet?
I would guess they're gonna be like a summer thing for. Don't boys usually come out?
We do know that the Actors Guild they came to a deal tonight. So the strike is over. The strike is over. They came to a deal. The actors they came to a deal. So that's over. So the writer strike is over. The actor strike is over. Let's go. Let's start. You know what? Bring Dune 2 back in here. Let's get Dune 2 back in November so I can go see Dune 2 at the theater. I want to see that shit.
Oh my god, I want to see that so bad. I forgot about that.
I'm so mad that got pushed out.
Yeah.
So mad. But overall, man, I thought this was a fucking phenomenal series. Honestly, when I heard about Gen V, a spin-off series of the boys, I was like, okay, I'll be interested to see what they do with it. I thought they fucking captured the essence of the fucking boys. They made compelling characters. They had awesome story arcs. I thought it was really fucking good.
But they can't do that with Rings of Power.
The more you look at the behind the scenes of Noir, the more you can see the body type matches Sam. Okay, all right.
Ice cream's so good.
Blanco's out there doing his detective work. Next year's going to be a dope for show. Yeah, man, I think we're on the up and up for shows. Now we got all this fucking shit done with the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild. Let's make some fucking shows. Let's get this stuff rolling. What were your thoughts on Gen V? Let us know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of Gen V. Are you excited for what is setting up for season 4? Did you feel like the last episode when you saw it was 38 minutes where you're like, fuck, here we go again? But overall, I thought it was a pretty fucking entertaining season, man. Really excited about that. And like Cuddle says, man, 2024. We've got House of Dragon. We got boys. Peacemaker's got to be in there somewhere, right? Peacemaker. I mean, dude, we're eating good. We're eating good next year. All right, Tone. We got a movie review. We did a series review, but let's talk about a movie. And this movie is called When Evil Lurks. And you can watch it on Shudder right now. If you don't have Shudder, it's $6.99 a month, or if you can get on it, you can get a 7-day free trial right now. Log into it, sign up, watch the movie, cancel your subscription. But I will say this, man, for $6.99, Shudder has a lot of great fucking horror.
There's some good stuff out there.
They got some. I mean, their app is limited. You can't download stuff on the go.
Yep.
You know, and I think on your devices, on your phones, it's like 720p is the highest fidelity you get on there. So I mean, it's not great, but it's serviceable. But When Evil Lurks, okay, like the reason I was excited about this, okay, is because when the reviews started coming out, and it scored, I think it's at like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, wow, that's actually reviewing pretty well. Yeah. And then I saw the audience score, and it was at like a 57%. And immediately I just thought, Hereditary. Hereditary was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Critically adored, just shit on by audiences because it wasn't a feel-good, didn't have a feel-good ending.
Right.
And immediately I was like, okay, watch the trailer. I'm in. Let's see what it's like.
Exactly.
So this is a foreign film. It's got subtitles and all. and it's about this like this town, and I think you said you kind of feel like it might have been like this in a post-apocalyptic world where like religion is out the window right now. Nobody believes in anything religious.
It is basically that's what it's supposed to be, and they don't really talk about it. Is it takes place in Argentina, if I remember correctly?
Yes, it's a remote village in Argentina,
and basically it's a post-apocalyptic world where either they find out that God's never been around or God abandoned them or whatever. God's gone. Religion's out the window.
Churches are bullshit.
Yeah, and nobody gives a fuck, but there's evil lurking.
Yeah, these brothers find this demon-infected dude, which, by the way, practical effects for the win.
Oh, God,
fucking gross.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, too.
And the man, this demon-infected man is about to give birth to evil itself. The man is going to give birth to evil itself. So these brothers are like, hey, man, we're going to get rid of this fucking guy, get him out of our town so we don't have to fucking deal with this possession, and we'll just leave him out there and we'll come back and everything will be good. Anything but. It's not good. And, dude, the show is fucked up. This is not a feel-good horror film.
If you're a gorephile, you're good. You're excited to see
this. Is not a pleasant movie. It's a mean movie. That's the best way to describe it. Saw somebody else mention that on social media. It's a mean fucking movie.
It's mean. It's sick.
Nobody is off limits. No age limit is off limits.
Nothing's safe.
Now, look, is this the best horror film I've ever seen? No. Is it effective? Yes, it's effective. There's some issues with it, and I know you mentioned it before. What did you say? The language barrier. Yeah. This is a subtitle movie.
It's hard for some folks because you gotta understand you're gonna be watching subtitles while a lot of crazy shit's going on as well.
Carl said I could not sleep for 3 days after Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay. I slept through the whole movie of Five Nights at Freddy's, so I think we're on opposite ends of the spectrum on that one. Even though Five Nights at Freddy's has made a fucking boatload of money.
I think with that one we just got a perspective that the kids are loving it, and it's
Jesus Christ, dude! When I saw Matthew Lillard at the beginning, I was like, "Come on!"
It's good for kids; they're enjoying it. Whatever.
I was still rested. No, when Evil Lurks, it's a possession movie. And it's like I said, it's a foreign film, so obviously there's the language barrier. The other thing I wasn't too keen on was the subtitles. There were some grammatical errors, all throughout, and I don't know if they were typing it up the way that they meant to be saying, because a lot of it was a little bit confusing at times. But overall effectiveness, some legitimate moments had me fucking like jaw dropped.
Yeah.
Like stunned at what I had just witnessed.
There were parts where like if sometimes there's weak-willed stomachs out there that may have a struggle.
You mentioned a point before we went live that there is a point at the end of the movie where something happens and I was dry heaving. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting there going I mean, I had to look away because what was happening on screen. There's
gross.
Just certain things I can't see.
It's gross.
I was like, oh, I mean, it was bad. Okay. It was bad. But like I said, man, this movie is not going to resonate with everybody. If you're looking for a clear-cut ending in a horror film, not for you. If you're looking for everything is good, not for you. But if you're in for the dark, twisted shit, if you're in it for the gore, if you're in it for a fucking just depressing ending
and shit you don't normally see,
yeah, I'm cool with that. Did they kill the entire family with period blood? I don't know how to answer that without giving too much away. I'm gonna avoid that question.
Yeah,
I'm gonna avoid that. I'm gonna sidestep around that and let people watch it. It's a fucking cool movie.
Their intent and what they wanted to do, like, is very, very, like, I respect the fact that they use practical effects. They wanted something just fucking twisted, evil, sick as fuck. There are some things, even the goat, even the goat, scene with the goat.
Yep, that was fucked up.
It just, goats typically get tied to like demonic, devil, Satan, and stuff like that. But there was still no explanation for it.
No.
But it didn't matter. It was one of the possessions or things, and whatever it is. But like, I'm telling you, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, and well, it's tough for he can't read. So
I know I had to have my son read the lines. Right, I had to pause the scene. He reads it to me.
I definitely agreed. I wish it was a little longer. I think Britt had said that. I do think a little bit more. I just feel like some things would have been better either explained
I agree with that
rectified it, left a
100%.
little like. Now left the door open for more, which I thought was unique. Which
Oh,
I didn't really fully see that coming, but that was kind of neat. But I also almost like it's almost one of those things where like, do you need it to? Like, just had the big question mark, and well, here's it. That's it, guys. Good luck. See you later, world. But yeah, it was definitely the goat from fucking Adam Sandler's CD. Yeah, come closer. In the dark, I cannot see you. Yeah.
No, it's an effective horror film. It's
Yeah.
a different take on the possession film because obviously you think of possession, you think of Exorcist, you think of the Exorcism of Emily
Yeah,
Rose.
it didn't stick with any of those old school tropes
man,
at
it
all.
did its own
this,
thing.
This,
Yep.
yeah, and that actually that was.
I appreciated that.
Yes, that was one of the things that I think we talked about.
But I think that's
where
what would have benefited from being a little bit longer and
Yes.
exploring some of the reasoning behind what's happening.
Because the one lady was basically from fucking John Carpenter's
Dude,
Vampire Hunters.
when she started rambling, I don't know, I was just like fucking slow. Like that was like a huge exposition part. Like they were really she's like just kicking
she's
shit
a
out.
fucking
And
demon
I'm like,
hunter or something.
I'm like, oh my god, I want more of what. Where did she learn this shit?
Yeah. Because she said basically that when the churches are all when they died
Yeah,
off. And,
she was like getting into it. I was like, man, this is like a lot of like.
I know.
Heavy.
I know. Fucking James Wood's gonna show up with a crossbow and shit. Cool.
But overall, man, like I said, if you don't have Shudder, understandable.
and if you can handle subtitle.
If you can handle subtitles, even better. It's funny, man, because like now I play subtitles on video games. I play subtitles when I'm watching Disney shit. I have subtitles on.
Mm-hmm.
I just have it on because I want to make sure. Because sometimes it gets loud. I want to see the dialogue. I'm old. I can't hear, so I keep up with everything with subtitles. If I want to make sure like story beats and I'm following everything correctly. But if you can tolerate subtitles and if you can tolerate the fact that this is a mean fucking movie. When I say mean, I mean it's fucking mean. There are some people that die that you're just like, Jesus Christ. Was not expecting
It
that.
doesn't exist, so I don't know in this movie.
I really do, man. I'm like, say it again. It's
Yeah.
just, but I just, it's good, man. It's an effective possession film. It's different, like you said. It separates itself from other possession films by doing things a little bit differently. The language barrier is kind of a crut. It's kind of an issue. The subtitles aren't 100% accurate, or they're just kind of like rushed. And there's some stuff that isn't explained that you kind of wish was explained. But overall, though, in terms of its effectiveness, its creepiness, and the gore, thumbs up. I like it. Am I ready to take it over Hereditary? No. But it's in the same vein as Hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
And I can appreciate when a creator does something different and they make it dark. And
Yeah.
I dug that. So,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Respect.
All right, Tone. It was probably one of my favorite movies. Ooh, whoa.
In the horror vein, yeah.
It was probably one of my favorite.
I have to agree for in the horror vein.
It's
this
up
year.
there for sure. I mean,
For me
the
too.
horror. I mean, we've had some good horror films come out this year. We've had Talk to Me. We've had quite a few films come out. I mean, it was an effective horror film.
That was a good movie,
Did you watch Talk to Me? Did you finally watch it?
right? That was the one with the
With
hand.
the hand?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fucking sweet. Yeah, Hereditary is GOAT. Hereditary is one of those movies, man, where I remember after watching it, I was just like, that is
Hereditary is one of those
perfection. I was like, that's perfection.
Yeah, and it's,
Hereditary is perfection.
I have a hard time rewatching it. That's how good it is.
It's
It's
dude.
unsettling.
The fact that
It's unsettling.
Toni Collette did not get nominated for an Oscar is by far one of the just most egregious like fucking snubs ever when it comes to like nominations.
Mhm.
And I mean that wholeheartedly. I thought Toni Collette was on another fucking level in Hereditary.
No, it's
She was on another dude. She outdid everybody
Mm.
in that movie, and she was incredible, dude. I can never stay awake long enough to finish. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's fucking incredible. And Toni Collette should have won an Oscar, and it is a brilliant horror film. Like, absolutely phenomenal horror film. Big fan. All right, Tone, we have a quartet.
That would be four.
A whole lot of trailers.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And
about
we
it.
got a big one that dropped today.
Oh God.
They mentioned it yesterday.
Oh God.
Like, hey, man, the teaser trailer. And when I say teaser, I mean 2 minutes and 20 seconds
they-
of teaser trailer
Much credit.
for Ghostbusters, the next Ghostbusters movie after the successful Afterlife. We know this is called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Let's check it out.
I'm telling you, it's going to be another hot one out there. different. In fact, there are heat alerts in effect for New Jersey, feeling like 100 degrees.
What is that?
For the first time in New York history, people froze to death in the middle of July.
What is it?
The death chill. The power to kill by fear itself. Your veins turn to rivers of ice. Your bones crack. And the last thing you see is your own tear ducts freezing up.
Like, literally scared to death? So cool.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Dope trailer, dude.
Yeah.
First of all, people are fucking dying.
Yeah.
When was the last time a Ghostbusters movie showed up? People were actually getting fucking killed.
Right.
People are freezing to death. Okay, cool. But, dude, the key thing for me, Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and
Ernie Hudson.
There
you go.
You got them all. Now, are they fucking teasing me? Are they fucking are they showing me them, but those are the only scenes they're going to be in?
Well-
or are they an integral part of this story now?
As we know from, and I was just telling you, I do believe that the video game is supposed to be canon because the third game was supposed to be canon. The new one, I think, is supposed to be canon.
Because it's when when Winston's starting it.
Winston's restarting the whole thing, so that I think the game might take place before
Dude, if there's
this.
little nuggets of the game,
I'm
in
hoping
there,
so because the occult shop's supposed to be next door, right?
Fuck off, Crash.
And
You're a
Dan-
loser.
and Dan
You're
is
not
right
on
there.
next week.
And Dan is right there, but Winston's got the outfit on.
Winston is wearing the gear.
The Ecto one's got a new face. She looks all pretty and nice, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? We got Paul Rudd back. Like, I loved Afterlife. I know that we had some critiques about it, which was we could have had the original cast there a little bit more. But
Yes.
the fact is, and this is what's important, why the Afterlife was still a good nod to the original and deserves to live in that timeline universe, is because it still felt like Ghostbusters in the parts
Yes.
it needed to, and this is going full speed ahead now, finally into the next chapter. So the things that we needed and missed maybe in Afterlife to reintroduce and get a whole new crowd of, because I think the point of, again, is one of those things where it's now this is something that can maybe draw kids in as well too. The Afterlife I know kind of did too.
Yep.
Now it's going to draw everybody back in.
Yeah, man.
From nostalgia.
You're going to have
reasons, it
fans, old
all
and,
of it,
and new people.
And here you go. You're back at the firehouse. You're back in New York. That's exactly what you're supposed to do in these
okay,
situations.
Crash, I'm going to tell you right now. Crash just said, why the fuck is Ghostbusters a family story now? You better be prepared to explain in depth why you have an issue of this being a family story. Other than just saying, why the fuck is Ghostbusters a family story now? When you're sitting here next week, watch what you say, because I'm going to put you on the spot to really dive into it. I really want to hear the reasoning other than just this and that. Like, oh, it was dumb, or why is this? I'm going to ask you point blank to explain it in theory, so be careful. Be careful. That's a fucking dope-ass trailer. We got the original cast involved, passing the torch. The stakes are obviously much more substantial this time.
Oh, yeah.
People are fucking dying.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope trailer, man.
That's exciting.
That was really, really, really good. And I mean, look, man, say what you will about Afterlife. I thought Afterlife was actually a pretty good flick. Do I wish the original crew was involved more? Yes. But man, still, I watched that movie a couple months ago. And man, when Egon shows up,
Yeah, man.
still
Yeah.
fucking hits
It's
me.
emotional as shit.
Still fucking, dude. I mean, literally, just sit there and just going, like, as soon as you see the hand,
Mm-hmm.
hold on to the proton pack. I just start going, oh fuck, dude.
Yep. I know.
I mean, just the way they did that was so perfect. It was awesome, man. I liked Afterlife. I think this one's gonna be fucking sweet.
They-
That was a dope trailer. Now it's interesting. Jason Reitman is not directing this one. Ivan Reitman's son did the first one.
Right.
Now, here's my only concern. I want to get your thoughts on this. The director of this, he wrote Afterlife, which is like, okay, cool, it's a good story. But he directed 2015's Poltergeist, which was not good.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I don't watch those.
It was a weak remake.
good,
It wasn't very good. So we have a new person at the helm.
Well, I mean, if he wrote the
He wrote the first one. He's got the story.
Afterlife,
Maybe he learned a little bit from
Is
Jason.
Reitman involved at all? Like,
I think he's a producer.
producing?
He's a
Yeah,
producer.
because he's the one talking about it on social media as well too. So I mean, optically, I mean that's what you.
I don't
wanna
have
do, I get
nostalgia
it.
for Ghostbusters.
Well, then don't comment.
Shut up.
No comment.
You can't sit there and say, why is it a family story? You don't even like the first two.
If you don't have nostalgia for it, like then you're null and void. It's irrelevant.
I don't have nostalgia for the first two. Has he even seen the first two? I don't know where to go with this
I
one.
mean, I get it. You're half our age, but come on.
Yeah, you're lucky you're not sitting right now saying that.
Yeah.
Had you been sitting right here and said, I don't have nostalgia for Ghostbusters after just trashing it the last couple times we talked about, I've been like, what are you talking about?
Right.
What is your perspective exactly?
Have some respect. That's what you
Yeah,
gotta do.
I can't even. I
Just a
don't
little
even know.
respect.
I like the first one. It's great comedy, but that's it. Every other one.
Well, there's
is,
only the second one after that.
Yeah,
and
we're
then-
not.
well,
The
I mean,
girls one
Afterlife.
wasn't a part of this
that's
universe.
Not, that's a whole other. That's a remake, not a reboot. This is a reboot. In that,
Since
in that
no one
universe.
seems to kind of play the new update, I'll just say what is the update, Blanco? What was the big update for the Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Blanco.
Lay it on us, brother. We're waiting.
Yeah, Black Noir was in the background of the.
He's the ghost.
Yeah, he's the ghost.
ghost of Black Noir.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 and Ghostbusters are the same quality-wise. Disagree. What is the closest airport? I'm coming in Wednesday to throat punch someone. MBS, man. MBS. Ugh, MBS.
Yeah, MBS. I can pick you up.
Dude, I can't believe
it's 10 minutes away
right
from
now.
me.
I can
Don't.
guarantee right now,
Hey,
Crash
hey,
hasn't seen
hey,
Ghostbusters
hey,
2.
don't.
He just said they're of the same quality. He ain't seen
roll
Ghostbusters
the
2.
next trailer.
You can say all you want to say, Crash. You haven't seen
Let's
it.
just roll the next trailer.
You haven't seen Ghostbusters 2. I'm going to fuck what you say. You haven't seen
I think we're
Ghostbusters 2.
canceling next week. Let's watch the next.
You
trailer.
haven't seen it. Just stop talking.
Yeah.
You haven't seen I've already seen through it.
Yeah.
You're busted.
Yeah.
You're sus. Okay? You're the imposter. You haven't seen Ghostbusters 2. That's okay. It was the pumpkin dude from the cartoon Shyman or whatever. At the end of the update story, Cat says, I gotta get the third floor ready for the Spanglers. Ooh. I did not see that. The game made the cartoon somewhat canon. Interesting.
That's fucking really.
I am mad.
That's a deep cut.
I am
fucking
mad.
Easter
Because
egg.
Crash comes in here talking shit about Ghostbusters 2. He ain't even fucking seen the movie, dude. He ain't even seen the movie.
Anyways, we got 3 more trailers to run. He's gonna
Okay.
woos off for a minute.
I'm gonna woosah. Crash can
I
be
don't
sitting
blame
here
you.
next
I don't
week.
blame
I'm gonna
you.
have a fucking piece of like
I
bulletproof
know.
glass
I know.
between me and him.
I know.
You ain't seen shit.
Yeah, you.
I don't buy it at all.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, man.
Moving on to the next trailer. I love you, Crash. Can't wait for you to be here next week. Crash is going to be here. We're going to be going deep into Marvel stuff because clearly he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to Ghostbusters. All right, this next trailer, I'm actually kind of excited about. Now, before you jump to conclusions on it, I want to talk about what the trailer reminds me of after we watch. This is called The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt.
And Lee Majors.
In 3, 2, 1, action.
So good.
Oh, good.
Anyone but him. I didn't approve him. You know that. You are literally the last person on earth I want to see. slap the shit out of you. I really could.
And I'm open to that in a safer environment.
You've been a ghost. No phone call, no text.
It's not like I didn't want to apologize.
You don't have to explain anything. It was just a flame. So how have you been? God, I hate that thumbs up stunt guy stuff. I'm the director.
We're gonna set this man on fire.
You're a stunt guy. We need to keep it super profesh.
Profesh is my middle name.
You said your middle name was Danger.
How'd we do, boss? Really?
Yeah.
Holster that.
Yeah, it's holstered. It's done. Forget. You never saw it.
Tom Ryder, the biggest action star on the planet, is missing. You need to bring him back. Or Jodie's movie is dead.
Why me?
You're a stuntman. Nobody's gonna notice you. That's your job. No offense.
I mean, some taken.
You find Ryder, save Jodie's film. You get the love of your life back.
I'm not the hero. I'm just the double. Not today, you're not. Tom, we only need you back on set, pal.
Dead body on ice.
He was so dead, Gail. He was super dead.
He's got himself involved with some shady people.
I had no choice. I had to do some Jason Bourne shit. They were trying to kill me. And not in a fun way. You can make it, you can make it. You can't make it. It's too dangerous. Gotta be stairs. Okay.
What happened to your face? You look terrible.
You look amazing.
You fall down, you get right back up. How far would you go for the one that you love?
I'll buy you a drink when this is over. Engage your core. Yeah, boy! Stuck! Let's do it later. Want to go to a beach somewhere?
Drink a spicy margarita.
Make some bad decisions.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get a bunch of flags for that. You're playing Bon Jovi movie, and you should. I think this movie looks like it's gonna be in the same vein as a Tropic Thunder, and I think Tropic Thunder is one of the best comedies of the last like 30 years. I think it's self-aware. It's gonna have some deep cuts. It's gonna have some references. You're gonna be able to make some connections between stuntmen and whatnot. This looks a whole lot like Tropic Thunder, and I'm on board for that.
Sure.
I love those types of movies that are just over the top and fourth wall breaking and all that shit. I think this looks awesome. Plus, Blanco mentions Ryan Gosling is underrated as a comedian.
Yes.
He's fucking hilarious. You talked to him on SNL. I think he is a hilarious guy. The Nice Guys is seriously one of the best comedies I've seen in the last 20 years. Him and Russell Crowe are incredible. Ryan Gosling's hilarious. I think this has a lot of potential to be a really, really good show.
Now, first thing I want to say is just about Ryan Gosling himself. He captivated me early on with Notebook, so I'm always going to be a Ryan Gosling
You're a Notebook guy.
One of my all-time favorite movies, of course, is Drive from 2011. I love his range. He was great in the second Blade Runner as well, too. Big fan of Ryan Gosling. I think he can do funny. He does this awkward humor thing, whatever. Now, I grew up watching The Fall Guy, and I had to ask because I hadn't watched this yet. I'm like, is this based off like the 80s?
Lee Majors.
Well, it's certainly because he was a stunt guy.
Yep.
And you see him driving around the fucking Bronco as well, too. So you see that he's pulling gas. So that's interesting, too, because it's kind of like with 21 Jump Street where they made that of a comedy as well, too.
Dude, there you go.
So that's kind of neat. But I will say everybody's doing I think I just saw half the movie. So
there's a lot in that trailer.
I'm sold. Like, I want to see this movie. I don't know that I would pay to see it in the theater necessarily. I can't say that for sure right now, but I do feel like I just watched half the movie. That was a long ass trailer.
It was.
And what are the rest of the bits left to do on that? So, you're damn right. You're goddamn right. It's a fucking beautiful yellow scorpion, and I got fucking fingerless gloves and everything, and a baseball cap in case I need to walk away. So yes, absolutely. One of the best soundtracks too.
Who was the guy in there? The bad guy, Brooks. Who was
It
incredible.
was Al Brooks and wasn't it Al? Was it Al?
Al Brooks. Yeah,
Al Brooks,
dude, he's
and,
fucking.
well, Ron Perlman as well too.
Ron Perlman was
and
in
then
it,
you had an Oscar Isaac in it as well.
It
too.
was just wild to see Al Brooks in that type of movie.
Yeah.
It was just like, dude, you're so good.
He played a fucking dark motherfucker.
Yes,
but
he did.
Christina Hendricks as well too.
I mean, great cast. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't Michelle Williams in that? Isn't she the?
No, I can't think of the name.
Oh,
that-
it's
the
a
lead.
girl
She's
from
got she's got a different name or an interesting name. but I
Card
can't-
Madigan. Madigan.
Mulligan.
Mulligan. Carrie Mulligan.
Carrie Mulligan. There you go. Boom.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
but Oscar Isaac plays her boyfriend. which is
Oscar
interesting
Isaac's
to
in
me,
it.
so
Yeah, drives fucking dope. And like you said, dope ass
dude,
soundtrack.
that movie. But anyways, excited to see this. I who knows if it will really hit that, Tropic Thunder.
I just
hope,
think Ryan
but-
Gosling can do no wrong, man. I mean, honestly, I think he can do it. He's shown he can do every genre. He can do action. He can do drama. He can do comedy. He can do musicals. I mean, the guy he's got talent, dude. So that's why anytime he signs up for something, he's kind of like he reminds me of like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mhm.
Like anytime Jake Gyllenhaal signs up for something, I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah, I'll at least give it a shot.
I'll see what he's gonna do because
Yeah.
he's just got incredible range. Ryan Gosling is a Jake Gyllenhaal who just has incredible range and everything that he does, and he's pretty good at picking scripts.
Have you seen Nightcrawler?
Oh fuck yeah, I've seen Nightcrawler. That movie was it one of Bill Paxton's last movies?
It may have been. I just.
Nightcrawler's fucking awesome.
It's
dude.
because the character he plays is such a fucking grimy creep.
Yeah, dude, big time. No, I'm a huge Gosling fan. I just think the guy's incredibly talented and he picks good scripts. And we saw a lot in this trailer, but I think I don't think we've seen what this movie's gonna have to offer.
I hope not, because I just saw 30 minutes of it.
Donnie Darko's so fucking good.
Yeah,
too,
we just
man.
watched that a couple months ago as well
Donnie
too.
Darko's another fucking good ass film.
And soundtrack.
All right, Tom, we are gonna move from the big screen to the little screen. We got a couple shows
Widow's
that got trailers this week. This one you were really hyped about. I didn't even watch it yet. This is the first time I'm actually going to see it.
Oh shit!
Let's check out the trailer for Shogun.
Death is in our air, in sea and earth. It can come for us at any moment.
Oh yeah. And so apparently this is it's the novel is based off of actual events, so it's like loosely based, I guess. I don't want to say loosely, but like, and then now we got a show that's based off of that. So
Yeah.
It comes from
You know what every samurai movie needs? A white dude in the middle of Japan.
but it is based off, like I said, some actual facts there as well too. Unfortunately, Chris Farley's not here to reprise his role. As we all know, Beverly Hills Ninja is the jam.
I mean, it is good, but it's still no Tommy Boy. No, man. This show just oozes style. I love anything that's
Sonata.
like. I mean, it looks really fucking good. It's on FX, so it'll be violent. It'll be dark. It'll be gritty. And no, man, I was really excited to actually watch it, finally see this trailer. And like I said, what I don't know what it is. Is this like feudal Japan? Is that what this is? Is this before? Or
Yeah, this is definitely way more feudal Japan. We're talking. This isn't like Last Samurai kind of shit.
I just love it when people like when they it's the attention to detail and they go for the style as
That's
well as
the
the
important
action. Like
piece.
like we saw it with Ghost of Tsushima. Like I'm still really excited to see what Chad Stahelski does with Ghost of Tsushima when he makes his movie. When that movie makes his debut. Like I really want to see that. But this show looks fucking dope. It'll be dropping in February. I think they said there's 10 episodes.
Yeah, I hope. I don't think there is, but I was gonna look into this. I'm hoping they have a Japanese audio so I can watch it, in more of a native tongue. But I'm assuming probably not.
I see what you're saying.
That'd
I see
be
what
really
you're
cool.
saying. No, it wasn't Oba. Isn't the lead guy? Wasn't he?
I'm trying to recognize where
he
he's
was
from.
Raiden. Or no, he was
So talking about Sonata.
Yeah, he was in the Mortal Kombat that you hate.
Yeah, he played.
He was,
Hanzo, didn't he play?
Yeah,
Scorpion?
yes, Scorpion.
He also was in briefly in MCU.
He was also in John Wick 4. He's the guy at
that's where it was,
the
John Wick 4,
Continental in Japan.
He's been getting a lot of interesting roles lately as well too.
Continental FX does great shows. Cuddles, I agree.
The hostage or the guy that ends up on the island though. I'm trying to figure out where he's from. He looks very familiar. I watched something with him recently as well too. But either way,
No, this looks dope, man.
Looks dope.
February's starting off good because the next trailer we're gonna watch, comes out in January, leading into February.
oh shit.
This trailer now is something that I didn't even know was coming out. I didn't know they were doing a show on this character. But Tone, this is one of those moments where I see TVMA and I'm like, let's go. Especially with the cast involved and the material that we're going to be covering. Let's check out the trailer for Echo.
Maya. I see everything that you are. I always have. Don't be afraid. You have so much pain in you. You. So much rage. That you can't contain it. You and I are the same. So, who's the monster?
Finally, dude, we're going to get into some good shit.
It's the first TVMA.
That's a
series on D+.
fucking, that's how you get, like, legit hype, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first of all, Vincent D'Onofrio, just whenever the guy is on screen, he just owns it. And as Fisk, like, I feel like he's just oozing, dude. Like, everything, like, he's narrating that whole trailer, and I'm like, let's go, man. I'm with you, dude. Let's go. It looks gritty. It's violent. We're obviously going to explore Maya's backstory. We're going to just learn a lot about her and how she becomes who she is, who we saw in Hawkeye, with Wilson Fisk sitting there just in her ear the whole time. Let's do it at the ending when he's like, "Who's the monster? You and I are the same. Who's the?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Yeah.
How are you going to make a show called Echo and not have one dolphin? I mean, you never know. Maybe they didn't show you everything in the trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an Easter egg. Can we just get a phase of Marvel villain shows and movies? I mean, hey man, I'd be down with that.
And this is interesting too. Now, this is coming also off the coattails of a lot of the Daredevil issues that's been going on over the last few weeks about scrapping where they were going with that.
Writers leaving.
Similar to the Blade shit. So, if you've seen the Daredevil, shows on Netflix, those are TVMA. They're very dark. They're very gritty. This is what it needs to be because there's been concerns about this new Daredevil's got a little bit more levity on him because the Daredevil in the comics also has some levity, so people can chill a little bit on that as well too. From the She-Hulk, I know people were complaining about him in that some, but this feels like the Netflix series. That's what's nice about this. So I'm hoping we'll get a Daredevil cameo. I've seen some interesting stuff online too about somehow threading in some Spider-Man as well too, because as we all know, Kingpin is also, Spider-Man's one of his main villains as well too. It's Hell's Kitchen, it's New York, so Daredevil and Spidey quite often have to deal with this shit. So, it'll be interesting to see if it cross as well, and where we go from there as well too. So this is the kind of shit we need. They need to, whoever was involved with the Netflix series and that Daredevil stuff and all that, they need to be involved with this as well too, and with that series, because that's what we need to get back to. So
I feel like
I'm
this
excited.
is them kind of going back to that street level character stuff, like the more gritty stuff, as opposed to the superheroes and what have. Like, you're really getting down to like some more of the nitty gritty stuff, and that's the shit I dig, man.
Yeah, you know, and it's interesting.
I don't need the
too.
bombast and all that stuff. I like the fucking focus, more intimate, gritty shit.
Right, like, and I think they're having a hard time really finding out how to balance all that shit. Like, you want that for the big films, that's cinema, that's what you want. I get that. Like, some of this stuff on the D plus they've tried to do, their heart's been in the right place, but they've allowed too much like social commentary to guide them instead of writing good stories. Whereas this looks like a very good, dark, gritty story.
Yeah.
Like I said, more like the Daredevils from the Netflix, and really all those outside of Iron Fist as well too, that were just written so incredibly well and had such compelling storytelling and characters. You know, so you can do this stuff, and you can. I don't know why they can't seem to, like, every character in Marvel Comics is going to be different. They're going to follow different tropes. They're going to, you know, whatever it is, different types of charisma. Write those styles, but write good first. Like, make it something that's going to draw you in. So.
Right.
You know, yeah, I want to see Daredevil and Charlie Cox on the big screen. Echo. I want to see Wilson Fisk on the big screen as well too. But like,
yeah, I just want to see Vinny in it.
you know, you just got to do things right, and they're all over the place right now. So we'll dive again more into that.
I was gonna drop a 5th trailer that Jay Hill sent over, called Lift. It's a Netflix movie with Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah.
And I watched the trailer, and it looks terrible. And the reason I didn't show it is out of respect for Vincent D'Onofrio, because he's in it. And I was like, I'm not going to show this because I love that man.
Yeah.
And this doesn't look good. So
I
like, seriously, that Lift trailer, that movie looks terrible.
We also didn't play the Planet of the Apes.
Oh shit! Was there another Planet of the Apes?
You didn't see that trailer come out?
No.
You didn't see the new one that just dropped like this week?
Oh,
I asked you about
Is it
that.
part of the trilogy, or is this new?
It's like, yeah, it takes place after the trilogy. It continues the story. It's
Fuck! Why didn't you tell me?
I did. I
no,
tried asking
you
you about it.
didn't.
Maybe
Dude,
I
if
did.
you would have told me, I would have ran that right
By
now.
the way.
God damn! I gotta fuck. You know what? Fuck you. Talk for 2 minutes. I'm on.
You're gonna okay, yeah. What am I supposed to talk about?
I don't fucking care. You're the one that didn't tell me about it, so you think it's something to talk about. Sorry, guys, you
I
don't
like
get to watch
turtles.
this.
Yeah, I guess not. So, yeah, new Planet of the Apes coming out as well too. I love that trilogy. Like, I had reservations about watching it originally, but then when I finally decided to watch the first one prior to the second one even dropping, I was like, "Fuck, these are really good." I was really bummed that I waited so long on those as well too. So, it's not loud or anything.
I don't give a fuck. It's your fault.
I will get into some housekeeping while he's doing that anyways as well too. So, as always, we super appreciate you guys coming through here. I know it's sometimes, you know, busy, constantly tricky, you know, is managing 75 teams in the state of Michigan. You know, he can pop in. We've all got lives. We've got a lot going on. We're all juggling so many things. But you guys being here when you're able to, you know, on a live night like this, we really appreciate it. And if you're not, if you're out there just listening to his post as well too, whether an audio, video, or whatever, we super thank you for that as well too. That's appreciated. Continue to do what you do as always. 76, which is you know, like, share, sub, follow, you know, tell people, tell a friend, whatever it might look like. Let people know, let your cousin know. We appreciate that word of mouth as well too. I also want to give another shout out to the B&B Lounge folks. I know not everybody can make it to the shows, and maybe even not watching live is their thing. There's a lot of activity going out there in the B&B Lounge. If you follow us on our socials, you can check out, you know, our LinkedIn there, or excuse me, our link tree. We'll get you to the Facebook page and our B&B Lounge. We talk about a lot of things on here that people get commentary on that we don't talk about live necessarily, but it's a lot of good conversation. It's fun. I really appreciate that. So if you're out there and you're doing that as well too, thank you so much for that. That's been a project for me to really get moving. But other than that, as always, we can make sure to keep saying it. March is right around the corner for the Midland Mall Comic Con. Vets had their big holiday shopping thing this last weekend. I don't think it's as big a turnout as they were hoping. I think that's probably because we were a little bit earlier in the year. People don't really start shopping and spending their money till Black Friday and after. So I get it, but it was good to do that as well too. Get some vendors out there, but we're gearing up for March as well too. So we can't stop expressing. Yeah, we're very hyped. That's a very fun time for us. It's tiring and sometimes a little exhausting, but it's a good time nonetheless. But as always, make sure to catch Monday nights. You will see the 7D crew, Drassen spinning that yarn at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on Twitch. Make sure to peep into them. They're getting deep into some story. I've been alluded to some of the things that's coming along. I think I'm going to help again do some creative ideas. Really excited about that as well too. And then of course you can check out.
Are we gonna do another one shot or what, dude?
We should talk about that. Yes, after the first of the year. I know. I want to get King Cuddles and us. I want our crew back together. We got to do that again.
Yeah, buddy.
Continue our characters.
What's up, Hannah?
Half-Ass, of course, is dropping videos constantly 2 or 3 times a week. You're catching me on there again recently. He's gotten some videos out there, so make sure to watch some of those. That we have a good time, especially when Drassen's around. A lot of stuff he's got to cut as well too. And don't forget, as always, to make sure catch King Cuddles doing his streams as well throughout the week.
He's not retired.
He's not retired.
Don't believe that bullshit.
We'll just someday,
that man's working hard, man.
Yeah, someday we'll hopefully get him back into CWF, but we'll see. But
yeah,
other
man,
than that,
I need to get my belt back, dude.
Right,
the last time he fucking cheated and I lose the fucking belt.
It's perfectly fine. Cheat to win.
Come on, man.
Cheat to win. But no, again,
Night Gray.
Again, we appreciate you guys. Thank you. I know I'm long-winded as always, but that's housekeeping. Appreciate it. Do what you can do out there. Comment, like, sub, share, love. Send me some beer money.
That fucking trailer was dope. Blame Tone.
The TV was. I told you.
You didn't tell me shit. All right, moving on to our final topic. Tone, we've been longly anticipating the Invincible second season. The first season was so fucking awesome.
Gnarly.
It was so good. And I was like, man, when are we going to get season 2? And fucking what, 3 years later? 2.5 years? I don't know what it was. Long time ago. Many moons. Episode 1 of season 2 dropped last Friday. We do know that we're going to get one episode every Friday until the Friday after Thanksgiving, and then we're done until 2024. So we get 4 episodes, and then we get a long break until the final 4 episodes of season 2 sometime in January, February, March. I don't know what the fuck the plan is for it. But Tone, let's focus on episode 1. Obviously, there was a lot of shit that went down in the final episode of season 1. It was a very dark story. It was a very dark ending. It was a very somber ending. Why does dude always wear the merch, but Tone just wears whatever? Because, dude, somebody's got to wear the merch.
He's also got 3 shirts.
I'm under contract to wear the merch.
Yeah.
Tone made a great contract where he's like, I'm going to wear what the fuck I want to wear.
I'll rotate.
Somebody's got to wear it. It's the only shirt. It's the only shirt that makes me look thin. Makes me look sexy. Makes me look hot. Right?
Moving on.
Tone, your initial thoughts of episode 1 of Invincible 2, or Invincible season 2. I do know there is some divisiveness amongst the fans.
There was a lot going on. It was kind of hard, I feel like, to keep up initially. I should have watched that last episode again because it was 2021 when that
I do
came
wear
out.
my own merch. I do what I want.
But hey, I love that series. I love these characters. Much like how The Boys is just dark and gritty, this just is the animated version of it.
Yep.
There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of interesting theories. I think, let's ride it out. We'll see where we're going. I still enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more. Like I said, I'm hooked into the characters already. So, let's keep going.
We the way this episode started, I was kind of you and I talked about before the show. The episode started, and we watched it like the first 10 minutes. I was like, do I have to fucking watch the last episode? I'm like, what's going on right now? I don't remember any of this because there's some stuff that goes on at the beginning of the episode where it's like, this did not end like this. But then we find out that we are going to explore dimensions or multiverses this season. We get a new character who kind of explains how they're going to use the multiverse, or they kind of allude to it or hint to it. There was some stuff that went on in this episode that I thought was a little bit confusing. There were some logical decisions made by certain characters. I was like, I don't know about that. Why would you do it this way?
Right.
But overall, the compelling story arcs are there a lot with Mark, what Mark is dealing with. Mm-hmm. He wants to be a hero, but everyone thinks, hey, if he keeps pushing so hard, is he going to end up like his dad? So I mean, Mark is kind of like in that gray area as Invincible. But we got to see the other Guardians. We got to see the Immortal. So we got to see a lot of returning characters and whatnot. And they kind of set things again. I don't want to say they even set up where the season's going. They just kind of hint.
Yeah.
They kind of open up a lot of doors and are like, where do you think we're going with this?
No.
Speaking of multiverse, you want a comic spoiler? I do not. Blanco.
Yeah.
And when I say I do not, that means no.
Bad
He's
judge.
probably in Discord right now going, dude, here's what's fucking going on.
He's just showing a picture of his PB.
But again, dude, the reason I like this show is because of the animation. I like the violence. I like the storytelling. I like the voice actors. I think they're really, really well done. There's just so much talent involved with this show. But the first episode, I thought it was a good episode, but it doesn't really I don't think it sets the table as well as you would like from a season opener.
Right.
There's a lot more questions, whereas like usually the season opener, there's questions, but you kind of get the breadcrumbs. Like, okay, here's where we could go.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, okay, I know multiverses or other dimensions are a part of it, but I don't have anything else to really go on.
Yeah, and it seems to be the thing these days. That's the new like norm, I guess, is multiverses and different. I get it, that's fine. But what's tricky with generally about these characters, and what I loved about the first one is these characters are like, I mean, Omni-Man, omnipotent, immortal power. Like these are strong characters. It's hard to write compelling stories when your characters are basically like, unbreakable. So.
But no, I thought I did. I thought it was a decent episode to start things off. Again, I love the voice actors. They just Walton Goggins as Cecil is just
Which
he's
is weird
so
you
good.
almost barely tell it's
You
him.
can't tell him because his character just looks so. It doesn't look. I mean, he's older, but you can hear the twang in the voice at times. You're just like, oh yeah, I can tell. I know that's Walton Goggins. So, is the multiverse getting played out? Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's something that comic book stories are really leaning into because I think it allows them to, I don't want to say retcon decisions they made, but it allows them to kind of like create their own stories.
DC's been open about it for decades about, different Earth versions. They lean into it heavily, especially if you played like the Injustice games for like a good
Do you
way to
think it
lean
also
into
allows them to kind of like deviate from the comics so not everyone can know what's going on? So Blanco can't be like, hey, it's what happens in the comics.
Maybe.
Do you think it allows them, gives the writers creative choices, freedom to like kind of like branch out a little bit?
Maybe. I think it comes down to the end of the day partly to also money. I think like if you can tell a different story of the same character but have it go down a different path, that's
that's so dangerous because there's people who are fans of the comics and the source material who are like, I don't want you to deviate.
It's a slippery slope on all that, but the MCU specifically, again, we'll dive deep into that next week, but I don't think so because we knew that's what they were getting to set up everything as well too. So that's kind of part of it because where it's leading to is the
and you never know with Kirkland. You never know where.
Hey, you never fucking know. Depends on how big the zeros are at the end of the fucking
depends
check.
how big that check is. Kirkland's like, you know what? I can be bought.
I can fuck it. We'll do it live. That guy. What a fucking sellout.
Not a fan of Kirkland?
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on, Tone. Give the guy a break.
I don't need to because he got a couple checks and breaks.
I was really hoping we would get a second episode. I thought they were going to drop all the episodes
I did too.
At once, especially since there's only 4 episodes. But we will have to wait till Friday night to really kind of figure out. Hopefully we'll get – I mean, I figured if we're getting 4 episodes before next year, we got to wait like God knows how long for the next 4 episodes. I would hope that we're going to get a clearer path in episode 2 of where we're fucking going with this because they do, like, again, they give you some breadcrumbs. They give you a little hints here and there, but it's just like, dude, you're only giving me 4 episodes. Make them good. You got to make them count.
Yeah, you got to make them count.
So
we'll see.
Prime Monty coming back, and I'm going to keep coming over and over and over again. Batone, that's it, man.
Well, that's it. I did the housekeeping because
you did the housekeeping already like a champ.
I forgot we had Invincible yet to talk about.
So and I had to watch a fucking trailer because you told me about a new Planet of the Apes.
I did. I swear I fucking told you about that. Whatever.
I recently I heard on social media we didn't need a Planet of the Apes trilogy. Just like we didn't need a Matrix trilogy, and we didn't need a Back to the Future trilogy, and we didn't need a
sounds
RoboCop
like a jackass edgelord that doesn't know what he's talking about.
Dude, when I saw that tweet, somebody, a prominent influencer on social media, put out a tweet that said these 4 movies did not need sequels or a trilogy. RoboCop, Matrix, Back to the Future, Planet of the Apes. First of all, I didn't reply to the tweet because that's fucking bait. Now, if you want to sit there and get deep with me, if you want me to listen to anything from that conversation, I'd probably listen to RoboCop. Out of all gun to my head, if I would listen to one of them, it would probably be RoboCop. But Matrix, necessary. Back to the Future, necessary. And Planet of the Apes, are you fucking kidding me? That trilogy is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
They almost do. I would almost argue that Planet of the Apes gets better with each movie.
Yeah. I would. Yeah.
When I say it too, I was like, I wanted to tweet back, be like, dude, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
But that's what he wanted me to say. That's what he wanted everybody to say.
Nobody says dumb shit like that and can't be taken seriously.
Like RoboCop, I would listen to because, like, I mean, RoboCop 2 is kind of goofy. RoboCop 3 was probably unnecessary, even though I know Cuddles loves that one. All those movies might not have needed a third movie. I don't know, man. I think Back to the Future was legit. Planet of the Apes definitely.
I like the third Back to the Future more than I do the second.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I agree 100%. Part 3 was better,
so.
way better than 2. But Planet of the Apes definitely needed it. But I would say our RoboCop is the one I would listen to if I had to listen to one of them. I love just because I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I just don't like RoboCop 3. When Peter Weller is just like, nah, dude, I'm going to go make Leviathan instead of fucking RoboCop 3, that's all I needed to know. Because Leviathan was fucking trash. Did you ever watch Leviathan?
No.
You never saw Leviathan?
No.
Dude, watch that and tell me, like,
Nope.
Peter Weller didn't make a bad decision.
No, you play Red Dead Redemption 2.
If I play Red Dead Redemption 2, will you watch Leviathan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, deal.
Yeah, okay.
All right, man. No, seriously, man.
Catch
That'll
you.
be...
Catch me outside.
That'll
How
be...
about that?
All right, so that's going to do it for tonight's show. Next week, we'll be back, and we're going to have motherfucking Crash right here. We're going to talk about all things fucking Marvel because God knows we can't ask him shit about Ghostbusters because his opinion fucking sucks. But we can talk to that guy about Marvel. He knows his shit when it comes to Marvel. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about Loki. We're going to talk about the Marvels. We're going to talk about Spider-Man 2. We're going to talk about Blade. We're going to talk about a lot of shit Marvel and whatever fucking comes up between now and then. Friday night, I'm going to be live with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. King Cuddles has got kickball, but maybe we'll get him on. But we got other people in the community who are picking it up. Let's play fucking Modern Warfare 3
Time to get sweaty.
multiplayer. Time to get drunk. Time to fucking yell. Tricky's playing it now. Cuddles is calling out a kickball. That's the power of Modern Warfare 3.
Cats and dogs living together.
Mass hysteria. Oh, did you know that Walter Peck is in this new one? He is he's listed on IMDb. William Atherton.
EPA piece of shit.
Yep, Walter Peck. He will be in the new Ghostbusters, and that's fucking huge.
Crazy.
I'm not playing if Tricky is. We won't play hardcore, so Tricky can't kill us. We'll just fuck around, and then when Tricky gets tired after an hour because he's an old man, then we'll do fucking hardcore, and then he'll be gone. So that's what we'll do. We'll fuck around and bullshit multiplayer. Tricky will get tired and get sleepy, and then we'll go hardcore so he can't kill us. But Friday night, it's going to be Modern Warfare 3 and a lot of fucking booze and getting drunk and get wild. If you're picking up Modern Warfare 3, whether you're on fucking PlayStation, Xbox, PC, was it on Steam or Battle.net, you can get on either one. Let us know.
And the iPhone 7.
I'm not playing it on that fucking system. If you are picking it up, get in the Discord. Let us know what your handle is, and we will add you. You can join up in the squad. We're going to hop on. We're going to get crazy. We're going to get drunk and kill a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's the plan for Friday night. Next Wednesday, we'll be back here with Crash. And then after that week, we're off for Thanksgiving week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we got one more episode next week. Then we're off for a week. And then the following week. Hey, like Cuddles just said, happy early Veterans Day to all you guys out there, including Mr. Cuddles, Mike from Trinor Studios, and everybody else that served
Prime,
and done things for this country. Prime, and House.
Y'all.
Appreciate all the things, the sacrifices you guys have made. We really appreciate you. We love you. Enjoy your day on Veterans Day. Dude, I seen something. There was an incredible deal going on in town at one of the local restaurants for Veterans Day. They got some awesome shit going on. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, fuck. the veterans are going to be eating good.
Mm.
They're going to be eating good. So much love to all y'all. We appreciate it. Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live with Call of Duty. Next Wednesday, we'll be here with Crash, talking all things Marvel. For Fanboy Tone,
Can't wait.
I'm the Dude 79. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Good night, everybody.